Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and season's greetings to you all. Yeah, I mean, it's Boxing Day in the UK. It's not celebrated in America, I don't think, as Alan was saying to me prior to starting the show. But, you know, you do have Thanksgiving, Ali, so you get greedy there, like Al.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to you all. We've got about 12 viewers on various platforms. There's a couple in the chat. Brian on Unreal Life and Simon Small, his mate. Welcome, guys. Thank you for tuning in on this day. I fully understand if there aren't many about, if they're still suffering from Christmas Day exertions of drinking too much food. But Good on you if you have, right? Good on you. Yeah. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. Well, no, it's not enough of you in here yet, but I've put the link in the WhatsApp group because there's only two of us, but we'll carry on with two. If anyone wants to come on, they're welcome. Like if you're listening now on a platform and you in our WhatsApp group. So yeah, without further ado then, Alan, how are you? How's your Christmas been? What's the weather like?
So the Christmas has been good. We did a lot of cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Because Thanksgiving and Christmas kind of there's similar food, so it's like doing Thanksgiving all over again. But it was just fine. I love Thanksgiving. So but the weather, it's been cool here. It's been raining. All of a sudden we're getting a what they call it the Pineapple Express, which is it's a storm that comes in from Hawaii, and it's like warm and wet. But it's been cool today, but generally it's been warm and wet.
It's just chilly here. It's sort of like 5 degrees during the day and about 1 at night at the moment. It will get colder in January though.
Yeah.
So, and we've had rain as well, which has probably kept the temperature up a little bit because of the rain. So good evening to Brian in the chat. Good evening, big up. Simon Small, big up Simon. Evening, gents. Graham, big up Graham. I mean, these are all regular followers and supporters of the show. Big up Roger Norton. Well, hope you had a great Christmas, and I hope you all you watching us everywhere are gonna have a fantastic New Year's Eve celebration as well. So yeah, because you get the day off afterwards to recover for that one if you're working usually.
Right.
Yeah. And big up to everyone who has to work over Christmas because there are essential services that we need. To all your doctors and nurses and first responders, we need them out there at Christmas time. As well.
Absolutely.
So we'll get on with the show. I mean, there's not been much. I mean, Man United beat Newcastle 1-0 tonight. That was the only game today. I haven't looked at the league table because I don't really care about either team. But we've got.
I think it brings Manchester United up to 5th. I think.
Right. Okay. We have got Crystal Palace away Sunday because everyone's playing tomorrow. So that's the 4:30 kickoff. So it's a bit user friendly for you, Alan, as well. Right? If you're not working that day.
8:30 my time.
8:30, yeah.
Yeah.
What 4:30? I thought you're only 5 hours behind. Is it? Oh no, you're
no,
California.
I'm
8. You're 8 hours.
California has an extra 3.
You're on the right west coast, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. You're almost off the planet, basically. Only further west, you fall off the edge. That's for all you flat earthers out there.
Right.
Yeah. So, Crystal Palace away. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about transfers, and we'll see how we go. And obviously, any of you got any questions in the chat, get them in. Right, we'll take the questions. Right, Palace away. They've played a lot of games recently, and they've also picked up some injuries recently. I don't know who their injured players are. I've just seen that. I've had time to go through it, what with Christmas and that. I mean, I'm feeling quite confident going into this game. I think we're going to get something. I think we'll get a minimum. I think we'll get a draw. I just got a feeling about it. Don't ask me why, but I think most fans would take a draw. Obviously, we'd love a win. Our record's very good out against them. We've played them. I mean, in recent years, I think since the Premiership, they've won 15, they've drawn 15, and we've won 37. It wouldn't seem like that because they did the double over us last year, but our record is good, and we need to about time we got another result against them. I think so.
Yeah, the last few games, I'm looking at it. They beat us the last 2 times we played them, but then we beat them a number of times prior. But we're only as good as our last couple of games. Unfortunately, I don't think we've scored against them in the last 2 times. Last time we lost 2-0. Time before that, we lost 1-0. So we've not scored against them in a couple of games. Do you think Savinho will improve our goal scoring? Go ahead,
yeah. I mean, I've gone about this for ever since we started podcasting. When I've said about getting wingers in, they need to be goal-scoring wingers. You can't rely on one target man to score all your goals. We've got a few from defence and you spread them around, but you expect all the front three to contribute. I expect a 1 in 4. A good winging ratio is about 1 in 4 for a winger. If you play 38 games, you'd expect them to get 9 or 10 goals. If you're going to challenge, because it takes anything from 86 goals to about 100 odd when Man City scored over 100 a couple of seasons. They won the league, 7 or 8 times? So I've always said, well, I don't care if you've got Ronaldo on one wing and Messi on the other. If they don't score goals, they're there to score goals apart from beating men and putting crosses in. They're there to score goals, David. So I think we agree on that. Savinho's not a renowned goal scorer. That can all change because these are young players. They can kick on though, Al, can't they?
Well, he's not getting a lot of game time, and if rumors are true and Semenyo is going to go to Man City, I think he's going to get even less time. So if he's going to make a move and they make a move and it's announced and deal is done with Semenyo, I got to imagine that Semenyo would be looking to leave to get more game time because he's not going to want to sit behind another person. As it is, he's getting such few, minutes. Same with Marmoush. I think Man City could be a team that we grab some players from this window.
Yeah, it was interesting. This is when I read between the lines and where I think those in the media haven't give a rumor, haven't given it enough thought. Because Fabrizio has gone on and said that it's unlikely Spurs would do a deal for Savinho, virtually even if they get Semenyo, because it's tricky to do in January and Pep will want to keep all his players. But hang on, as you rightly alluded to, Savinho's going to want game time. He's going to want. They've given him a rise and extended his contract, but that doesn't change the value of the player. And if they get Semenyo in early of January, you got Bob, Semenyo, Cherki, and Doku. Ireland up front. I mean, I don't see him Savinho getting that amount of game time, so I want to come. And to be honest, it is hard. I mean, we'll go through while we're on transfers. Well, we could go. Yeah, we could. I think he is gettable, and he's more gettable, and I think he's homegrown as well. He's more gettable than other players we've been mentioned with.
But will he be the answer? We just haven't seen enough of him. Does he more fit the bill of just another young player with a lot of talent that we would be buying for probably an inflated price?
He's an upgrade. He would definitely be an upgrade on Odegaard at this stage. He is very, very skillful, very talented. I think there's a lot more to come from him. My only doubt is when we bring forwards in is whether they can score goals or not. And like he's yeah, I mean he would be. Would he be my first choice? No. I'd rather try and get Rodrigo on loan from Real Madrid if he's not getting game time there under Alonso. I'd rather get Rodrigo on loan. Then you're looking at, well, we could go through these actually. Let's look at who we are linked with. We might as well, as we've got on what's that? We've got onto transfers. Let me give you the list that we have been linked with. Right, okay. You've got Yan Diamondi at Leipzig, but he's 19, young.
I think.
Yeah, but he's a tank. I mean, he's got the physique that suits the Premier League, and he's been banging goals in for fun, and everyone's looking at him. So he would be an option. Would I take him? Yeah, because look, I mean, I'd take two of these in. You know what I mean? Like, and then like, did you watch? I mean, I watched the video, Diamondi. I'll send them out to you and Steve.
Yep, I watched it.
Yeah. I mean, he is, and this makes me laugh because there's players here, and even Simmons, when Frank goes on, which I don't agree with a lot, what he says in a lot of his press conference, when he goes on about, oh yeah, but I don't encourage shooting outside the box, blah blah blah. Well, you should have gone and looked at Xavi Simmons videos because most of his goals come from outside the box.
Yeah,
you know, when he was in Germany. So, and it's the way you beat. It's the way you beat. You know, the low. You know, when they're defending deep, it's the way you beat a low block.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you shoot from outside the box. If you see a space, have a shot. You're not the crowd like the stadium. Shoot. As soon as any space opens up, they're shouting out, shoot. But players don't because they're frightened to affect their own game stats, I suppose. But you should take risks in the final third. Poch encouraged that when he was there. So
yeah, we need to take more. We need to take more chances in front of the in front of the goal, regardless of what happens. Because I don't see a lot of teams playing a low block against us just because we're not a powerhouse really up front yet, and teams are able to exploit that. So, and again with Savinho, he's in the Premier League, but he hasn't had a lot of time. And are we, is he a project that maybe has a slightly better guarantee because he is a good player and he can stand out even on Man City, which means he's got the potential. But again, I think we need what I call killers. We need players that will just put goal in after goal, who smell blood in the water and know how to finish.
Yeah. It's a fair comment, Ryan. He says, I don't see what Savio gives out, scored in January. And there's another comment here. 18 months is committed. Last 9 Suns, not in playing. He's still an upgrade, though. And we've got to do something in this window, but we shouldn't be desperate. But look, we wanted him before. So the fact that we wanted before, the whole recruitment team, not Frank, would have really gone over his stats and everything about him. Yeah. And they must have seen something they like about him. So just because we went in him last season and we didn't get him doesn't mean we're going to sulk and not go in for him again. If he's homegrown, that would help for the ECL as well, right? Because the amount of time he's been with Man City, I would take him. But there are others. I'm sure you're the same. Yeah, I know very little better players than this, but I wouldn't bet on Tony coming to Spurs. Yeah, but he's there mentioned because he's going to get mentioned, David, is just because of Thomas Frank link, and whether there's a big tax bill or bandwidth power or not. But we'll go through that list. What's his range? I didn't want him in the summer either. That's fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion, mate. I mean, we ain't right. Let's get back now. Yildiz, I will be posting you videos of him. I haven't had a chance to look at the ones myself, but he's been pumped up last season as well. Okay. He's a very skillful playmaker, winger at Juventus, and I just know to go and get. And apparently, Alan, at the moment, he wants 5 million a year euros, which is about 160k a week, right? And Juventus, because they're still in financial dire straits, like most Italian clubs are, if they are, so are all Italian clubs, then they say they're not prepared to meet his wage demands. In which case, he may well be, but there'll be a queue for him. I mean, there will be a queue for him.
160 a week. Yeah. What does that put him? Where does that place him in the hierarchy of salaries? Because I'm assuming maybe Christian Romero is supposed to be the highest, or
with a lot of these big Italian clubs, or those have had a glorious history, players go to them if it was Milan in their prime or Juve in their prime, because they're going to win trophies basically, and they don't pay all the top. It's like Real Madrid. They're Galacticos, 4 or 5 in their team might be on 400K a week or something, but the rest of them aren't. They're happy to be there, Al. You know what I mean? They're just happy to be and play for Real Madrid. Who wouldn't, right? You're going to win something. If you're there 5 years, and you would expect to win 5 trophies, if not every other year, you're going to win the Spanish Cup and stuff like that. So you're going to win trophies, right? So, so that's Yildiz. I will post videos and bash him out to all friends of the channel on the WhatsApp group. So we talked about Slovenia. Goal scoring record. What I didn't put Rodrigo in here. What I like about Rodrigo, even though he was dropped out and his goal scoring dipped, he did have about that stage. He did have that 1 in 4 strike rate. He's going to want to play in a World Cup. I mean, so he wants to have game time. So it's a question of that. I would take Rodrigo. Who wouldn't, you know what I mean? But yeah,
sure. Well, he's a winner. He's a serial winner. Well, this was saying that we were looking at him, but he couldn't.
That's true. And actually, I'm remiss then, David, if I haven't got. So I don't think he's a diminutive midfielder. He's very good. He can break the press. When I've seen him on his day, he looks technically superb and really good. Maybe that's why Amorim's not playing him.
I think there's a I don't know what it is. There's a problem between him and Amorim. I don't know what it is, but I know something behind the scenes that they're not thrilled with each other. And Mainu's been looking for a reason to leave. And I guess Amorim says well, if he wants to leave, let him leave. But right now they're saying he has a calf injury. So that, who knows? But he's also a young player. He's not super proven at Manchester United. He's a very young player. And even they are not even certain about what kind of player he is yet. So they don't know if to miss him or not miss him because he's just not put in enough time.
And it's the way Amorim plays. But today he played with a back 4.
Yep.
So that's the change.
And he was without Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah. He was watching the game. Yeah. On that midfielders though, Dave, there's another young kid like him there. Like you've got Keys Smith at AZ Alkmaar. We've looked at him last season before. He is like, compare him like Adam Wharton, but that's his type of player. He progresses the ball upfield, good. He's doing it in the Dutch league. We've seen many players that have flattered to deceive in the Dutch league, though. You get the odd one when they do work out. They work out really well, But
you get a Victor Janssen.
Yeah, and then you could go to Arsenal sold the striker to Man U, and when they won the league, didn't they? And you've had Jaap Stam and players like that. I mean, there's been some fantastic Dutch players out there, wingers and all. They seem to breed wingers, but they churn them out because a lot of them are don't make it and others do. Yeah, so Keith Smith has been mentioned again. We were looking at him last year. I go back to what Rob McKenzie was saying. Now, he's got 10 scouts under him. He's got, I could actually bring them up for those that you don't know. Let's go into the banners. And this is when people say to me, oh, it's a manager sign. It's not. They might get one player like Ange got Solanke, right? Yeah. That was it. I mean, this is the recruitment team without, we can talk about Fabrici later, where he's going, coming or going. This is that without him and Lang, right? So Rob McKenzie hits a 10-man team. You got Max Leggett. We got him off Bayern Munich. He's in Germany permanent. João Ferreira. He's in Portugal permanent. Alex Fraser, UK. Giuseppe Sodico is in Italy permanent. Seb Tegizeder in the UK, right? They're our scouts in the UK. The 5 below, Bucknell, Bennett, Troughton, Cousins, and Brian, they're analysts. They do all the analysing and data stuff, right? And so if we go on a player and he fails, it won't be because we haven't researched them thoroughly. And I hope that now we research their mindset as well. What they like in a team. Are they a team player? We don't want to end up with a lazy sod like Ndombele, another one of them. Yeah. So this is important. If the player's got issues, like we hear about all the Lookman issues, that's why I didn't put him on the list. But if you've got issues and you're around with your coach and you're that sort of a player, going to upset the apple cart, then we'd be put off. If we were desperate, we might take them. But other than that, we're not. Not now, I don't think. So That's the recruitment team, guys. Let's go back to where we were.
What about a Marmouche at the 9?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to put him on the list as well, and the only reason I admitted him, if I'm going at the banners, is because Solanke's overdue return to this team. Because then you've got Solanke, you've got Richarlison, that's why he's staying, and then you've got Muani.
But Muani's alone.
Yeah, I know he's alone, but he's going to be alone to the end of the season.
Yeah.
So if we were in, I mean, if Marmouche can play as a left winger, you know, or like Lookman, we know he can play on the left. We know Muani can play on the left and do well.
But then you could have like a line. It took Ekitike time to really adjust into the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that Marmouche got that necessary amount of time. I think because, you know, when Haaland is there, it's the Haaland show. Manchester City without Haaland is not the same team at all. So
and he had a good partnership with Ekitike at Frankfurt, didn't he, Marmouche?
Very good.
I mean, so I mean, good player. I mean, looks the real deal. Could take him on loan, but it's a question of like, I mean, I would have liked Richarlison to be gone in January, but I just can't see that now. Not with Solanke, we can't take any risks. So
he's our highest goal scorer.
Yeah, he's got 8, isn't he? I think. So the next highest goal scorer, I think, is 3. You know,
which is sort of depressing when you think about it, because he never.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Akliouche is another good one on your list. I remember when we played against Monaco, he was very good.
Yeah. I mean, like he in midfield, he can carry the ball as well. Apart from playing as a central attacking midfielder, and more he can. He's left-footed though. I mean, he was causing us problems on our right coming in, like, you know, and he was picking passes as well, you know, which is what you'd like to see our midfielders do: pick passes rather than be dynamic and just energetic. Akliouche, I would take him tomorrow. And this boils down to how many we're going to get in now. I mean, I think we could get 3 in.
That's what I'm thinking.
We've got this 150 mil war chest, but you're not going to put it. I mean, you put down payments down and then pay the rest in the first 3 years or to 5 years of that player's contract. That's why the deals are normally done. Very rarely you go 60 million player. Okay, we've got 150 mil. Here's your 60 mil. But then the balance goes against your liabilities. And if the money builds up to hundreds of millions on what you owe in players, it restricts your spending next year. So you could pay up. The more you can put down on a player, the better. It doesn't stop you spending the following year, right? It doesn't restrict you in any way. Yeah, I like Akliouche. I do. He's 23. He's not a kid. And he looks a technically superb player.
I think someone will snap him up because Monaco is not as big a team as the teams in the Premier League. Someone will recognize his talent and go for him if we don't go for him.
The issue we've got, though, is not having the money to spend. I mean, I don't want anyone coming to, like Ange said, he was right on that. I don't want anyone coming to Spurs who doesn't want to play for Spurs. I get that. I'm fully in with that. But it's a very difficult window. And then you've got players, but we can offer Champions League football. So it should be a lure. The only way we're going to get elite players, there's only a few out there that I see, like Nico Williams and, you know, Rodrigo and things like that. They're only really going to come to us on loan. I would have thought, you know, you're not going to get them. If they want the football and not getting it, then you might get an elite player, but he might look at us, 14th in the league. Why do I want to go and join them? You know, so that does go against us. I mean, these are all good players on this list. They could all do a job for us. Götze at Ajax, winger. He's very good. He's been compared with Eden Hazard. Well, that's not a bad comparison to be compared with someone like Eden Hazard. But actually,
as long as it's prime Eden Hazard.
Yeah. But I'd actually, out of Götze and Diomande, I'm going for Yan Diomande. Just because he's got the physique for it. You know?
You said he's big. I don't remember how big he looked. I mean, he looked a unit.
Who Götze? Yeah, I watched the video, but I watched so many recently. Like, I thought, I think he's 6'2" or something like that. I'm not sure. I might be having confused with someone else, but he looks a talent. They have a habit of producing wingers in Holland, class ones, but they also have a habit of bringing ones that flatter to deceive. Now, Samuel Aguiar, again at Porto, they always demand the top money Portuguese clubs like for their players, and he's a striker, and he's a physical lump and all. I mean, not for me, because we got 3 already strikers, and as much as I want Richarlison to leave, that's only my personal taste. We've got to keep what we've got in the striking department to the end of the season, because Solanke's got to come back and prove his fitness in games. So if he falls off, no big deal. The Scarlet's still sitting in the wings if we can't get him a loan in January. But then we've still got 2 strikers. So we're okay, So I don't think...
But those two strikers, just like when we had, Porro on the right, and Kulusevski, you can kind of overwork them. And I don't want to, between Randall Colomuani and Richarlison, neither of them are injury proof. They I don't want to make them. I don't think they're the warriors that like Kulusevski is. Yeah. So we could use another 1 or 2 at our disposal.
Right.
Another ankle operation. The guy's like allergic to grass. It's crazy. What must have happened? See, that I wish they were honest. What must have happened to Solanke where it's kept him out this long? I mean, it's kept him out almost as long as Kulusevski.
Yeah. Just Callum, who's part of the Thursday teams. If you want to come on, I've sent you the link. If you're obviously busy with Christmas, that's fair enough. But I've just sent you the link, Callum, if you want to come on. Just go through some of the chat. But it's also Solanke. It's had, No, David, I don't think that's correct, because Frank in his last interview said that, it looks like it's going to be middle of January when they're back. So I heard all that rumours. We heard it from someone in the Tunnel Club and all that. I was informed by someone I know quite well. And he told me there is a rumour that he might need another operation or that, or he's got... And I just thought at the time, well, if he has. We've got 2 strikers. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, Ryan, Merry Christmas to you, mate.
Merry Christmas.
Callum's here, yeah, not something I've heard. He was on grass training with conditions, and he's been off for a few days due to family commitments. Yeah, fine. Like I said, Callum, if you want to come on, I'll send you the link. Nico was nowhere near elite. Okay, Ryan, it's your opinion. But whenever I've seen him play, he's looked a baller. That's the only... For Spain and that, like, he's looked something special. But, it's like all these players, though. I mean, like, people rave about other clubs' players out, but we watch the Spurs players play 38 league games and any cup games or competitions we're involved in. So we don't watch other teams' players that closely. You might watch them play a couple of times. Suddenly they're well beaters and ours are crap. You know what I mean? I think the squad isn't as bad as people make out, and I think you get Decky, Solanke back and 1 or 2 signings in the window, and so that could transform us. I'm hoping it does. But hope is not a strategy. Although I got some new trophies there, it's funny. Yeah, because that's what a lot of them clubs have to do, David, don't they? It's to survive. Like, I agree, Callum. He is a lump. He's built for the Premier League. If he can produce what he's done at Leipzig in the Premier League, he is a lump. I would take a chance on him, because unless they're Premier League proven, they're all a gamble. Wherever you bring in from abroad, they're all a gamble. Just some are less of a gamble than others. This guy looks like he can handle it. It looks like he could go 15 rounds with, 15 rounds with a heavyweight champion. Samuel, he's a lump as well, Ryan. Yeah. On loan from a Premier League club, I think it's 2. I'm not sure how it applies to European clubs. David behaves. Solanke is having a wrist because he signed an order. It's funny, though. It's funny.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of Solanke we're getting. I mean, he wasn't top form even when he was playing.
But he got 15 goals in all competitions. For your first season in a new team, I think 8 of them would have been league goals. For your first season with a new team, I don't think it's bad. I think it's a bad return in all comps for your first season with a new team.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And he wasn't getting a lot of service either, so that was pretty good.
Ryan's agreeing he's looked good for Spain. That's true. Whenever I watch Bill, but yeah, fair enough. I haven't researched him in depth. I usually wait till stories gain gravitas, like a lot of the links to the players have gained gravitas. Well, not gravitas in the sense that there's been club v club contact, agent contact, player contact, or player says he's agreed terms. You need something like that, and then you can sort of really go with a story. So let's get back. Yeah. Let's get back to where we were. Yeah, Gotts looked at him, but he's young. He's young, he's about 20, 19, 20, I think. So no, thank you. I don't want another kid. So no, I don't want Eklund. I would take. Now we talk about Tony's always linked with us because the Frank connection. I think he would jump at the chance of returning. I think he would jump at the chance of coming at Spurs. But again, I don't think we don't need a number 9 at the moment. We don't. I mean, we've got 3 strikers if Solanke's fit. And if all 3 of them fit, then you can think about letting Richarlison go in the summer, because an MLS club were in for him as well, apparently. But I just don't think we can afford to leave ourselves exposed because knowing our luck, we then get another injured number 9, and then we're playing with a false 9. Well,
do you think we'll sign Moani? Because once it hits summertime, what do we do about a number 9 to replace him?
Well, he's had some interesting things to say, actually, to you lot in the chat. Moani was interviewed, and this is what I wanted to hear anyway, what you hoped to hear. And he was interviewed, and I did send you the link and the others the link that we're going to come on tonight. And he was saying good things about Frank. He said, yeah, the players like him. They like his tactical nous and all this. Well, if that's true, then start doing it on the field for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, So, but the good thing is, the way he was talking, the way he was happy, and all that, you can tell. And I went to lots of training video, and the players were clowning around. They're having a laugh. So you can tell there's not a confidence issue there, and you can tell that they're behind Frank. You can tell from that. I look at body language and things like that. Yeah. So which is good. I mean, they should be doing much better, right? So it's good for Moani to come out and say that. And I wanted him to be happy because I'm thinking, hey, but you're on loan. You could easily down tools if you're on loan, Yeah. And I just want him to come across and sort of say, like, yeah. And it seems that the way he was talking, it seems that he likes it at Spurs. So I would like to sign him. I think he's our best striker. And he ain't produced the goods yet, but his touch, control, I mean, he had 4 chances against Liverpool, even though they weren't the greatest chances. He made one for himself where he nearly got in to get a goal, which was driving it, which is what you want to see.
Yeah.
Because you don't see Richarlison do what he does, and you don't see Solanke do what he does. But he's sort of like, he's a bit of a hybrid, Moani, That's why he can play on the left. You can see because he can take players on. You can see why he can play on the left there, yeah? So, Tony... No, because we don't need him. But if Frank got one player in that he wanted, okay, fair enough. As a manager, you'll get one. Like Ange got, Solanke in. So Frank got one in, yeah. But managers, no club in their right mind are going to give an open checkbook to a manager. If you did it with Conte and Mourinho, they'd break you. They'd bankrupt you. They might win a trophy. Yeah, but I want a trophy for the club. Yeah, but you sent a skin as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I like this kid, Nathaniel Brown at Frankfurt. He's a left back. He's fast. I think I sent you the video. I did send the videos out on this.
Was he left-footed?
I know Eklund is left-footed. Get it up. I think he might be right-footed. Plays on the left like a lot of them do.
What's his name again?
Nathaniel Brown.
Nathaniel Brown.
Well, punch him up.
Let me see.
Just want to have a look at the chat.
Yeah, his preferred foot is left.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what I want. Left-footed players in left-footed positions out because it makes a difference when you go forward. All right, you might put a right-footed fullback on that side tactically if you know you're going to play against an inverted winger on the other side, like when Spence marked Salah out the game, and then Ange didn't play him at Liverpool, which I thought was bizarre, right, after doing so well against him. But so when you get that whiff, you get them overloads, which is what we've been missing in games. You're
Mhm.
seeing Kudus come back. Whether he's told to do that, I don't know, to keep turning back. But where's Porro likes to cut in, which sort of excludes him. On the other side, if you've got Udogie there, you're getting overloads. I mean, the game's about, guys, it's about overloads all over the pitch. It's in your third, in the central third, in the final third, getting overloads. When you get overloads, you can pass the ball round players. You don't have to beat them with dribbling. And there's less chance you giving a ball away because you're not dribbling. You might lose it. But Udogie will need to improve on his final ball, but Udogie will, when he's fit, he will get down to that corner flag. He will.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get that link because when Maddison's fit, you got Udogie, Maddison, and whoever your left winger is, there'll be a link between them. You should have the same on the other side. We're not getting we see it a little bit against Brentford with overloads. I'm always watching, and I'm thinking like, you know, what's happening? Why aren't we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go through some of the chat. Is it a number of players? Yeah, there is a limit on the number of players you can bring in, but from Premier League, I think it's 2. It might just be 2 from the same club, though. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, you did that. That was funny. Yeah. All right. Okay. Right. Okay.
Under the radar people are what we're going to have to find.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
back to. So why I want that.
Jed Spence, though, I think is only good in those kinds of games where he has someone big, a big name to crowd out, like Salah and, you know. But he didn't do it when he had to go against like Bukayo Saka. You know, so he's been kind of inconsistent, and his attitude. I don't know if he subscribes to the Kolo Muani way of thinking.
Yeah. I mean, he was very good against Liverpool, Spence. So was Bergvall. They were the 2 stand-up. And the team played well, but I mean, even down to 9 men, but they were the stand-up performers. Spence was doing some good work on the right, getting forward. Like these two, Alan, Dragerson and Johnson, it's been rumoured that there seems to be a lot of gravitas with the Johnson rumour about he'll go down Crystal Palace or Everton, Aston Villa. We know Everton and West Ham are interested, but I don't see him choosing West Ham. They're in dire straits as well.
Yeah, they're going to go down.
Yeah, well, yeah. So as for Dragerson, his agent, Flora Manea, has been mouthing off again. He's got to prove his fitness first, though. Hours. He's got to get a few games and prove his fitness. I mean, he might get a game against Villa in the cup at home because it's a cup game.
Even when he was fit, though, he was always shaky on the ball. I remember just to watch him, I would just watch him, and he was scared. You could see that hesitation in his face, that he was nervous about what he was doing, you know, and maybe he's just too in his head. I don't know.
Before we bought him, I went and replayed some of the games he played for Romania, and he was good. You know, he was good at international level with his teammates around him. He come to us, he started brightly, then he got sent off, didn't he, in the Euro game?
Ooh, and then like 5 minutes. I was like, it was terrible.
And then in another game, his positional awareness was wrong because he wasn't goal side of the player, and the player got past him and scored. So, but what I did see about him, and I haven't seen enough to form an opinion. I don't think he's crap, right? A lot of clubs were looking at him. I think he's about 6'5" or something. He's very good in the air and he's quick. But it's like anything, it's like passing. But Romero and VDV are our best passers at centre back. I mean, Danso, I like Danso. I'm glad he's a squad player, but he's another one. You get them centre backs, they need the 2 touches all the time, you know, and like, and Dragerson's like that, and I think Danso's like that as well. But Danso's proved to be a solid acquisition, like him, and he's quite content to play third or fourth fiddle as well because he knows he's at a big club, right? Bigger than what he was at before. So I like his attitude. He don't like moan and all that. I think Johnson,
you're right. It's hard to find players like that who are willing to play second, third fiddle to someone else it's hard to replace players like that. But then you ask, are they just clogging up a spot where you could maybe improve on a first team player and free up a space?
Yeah.
And Dragishin is, there's more mystique about him, I think, because in practice, I never really felt like, wow, he's so good, or man, the talent's there. I just never felt it with Dragishin. I guess I wanted to very badly.
And he's another one, like when he's on the ball or when Danso's on the ball, it used to be the same when we had Davison Sanchez. I used to yell from my seat, he's not going to hear me. Keep it fucking simple, right? Don't try and do know your limitations. I think that's why Danso likes it at the club. I mean, like, keep it simple. The 5 to 8 yard pass. Don't try and be Romero.
Yeah.
Even VDV's passings looked a lot better. And yeah. So I think Johnson goes. I think if Dragusin goes, I mean, he probably. I think it'll be in the summer. He's got to prove his fitness. If he goes, it will be in the summer.
Yeah.
And the big issue that Frank's got is if we bring in foreign players, you've still got to add Decky to the Champions League squad. And any foreign player coming's going to want guarantees they're going to get in the Champions League squad if they're a quality player. Then Frank's got the headache. Nice headache to have to leave out. I mean, this time I can see Odebert being left out because even Tell didn't get in this time. And if we bring players in, I can see Tell being left out again.
Well, that would be cruel, wouldn't it? He just gets in only to get right back out.
Because of Solanke, yeah.
Because of Solanke.
Yeah, but Solanke, at least Solanke is homegrown.
But we don't know his fitness. Tell has actually looked pretty good when he's been on these last couple of games. And he has the passion that I like. He has that drive to do well.
I don't think we're interested in João Gomez now. Not now. I think we will be looking at, I mean, we'd like Walton if we could do a deal. I don't see that deal getting done till the summer. But if we get someone in who can do that job now, then we won't go in for Walton in the summer.
If Johnson's going to go Crystal Palace's way, I would assume we would try to grab Wharton to go the other direction.
They've got a few injuries now. They've been playing games every 3 days. It's caught up with them a bit. This is why I believe we'll have, I mean, whether people rate our squad or not, fair enough that you're entitled to your opinions. This is why, but because we've got a bloated squad, and that's not including the under 21s, you can add to it if you need to. I think that's why we'll finish the season strongly. Whereas the less wealthier clubs, they haven't got bloated squads. They haven't got big enough squads with quality. They lose one or two players, they're screwed. I mean, we've lost our whole front four, but we're still hanging in there. We lost Son, we lost Solanke, we lost Maddison, we lost Decky. Last year it was centre backs and goal, and this year it's forwards. And we've changed from handball. We've been changed from attacking fullbacks to attacking centre backs, Alan.
Yes.
We've got attacking centre backs now instead of fullbacks. I mean, It's nuts. It really is nuts. Ashley, I mean, I know I'd get a lot of pelts for this. I think Romero's our best defender, and everything progresses through him, and he can ping them long balls. They don't always come off. They did against West Ham when he put Bergvall through with a header to score. Things like that. I mean, and we miss him when he's not in the team. I know he's took a lot of stick lately for the sending off. Oh, we might have got something. I get all that, but I think he's our best defender, and I won't compare him with VDV because they're both great in their own way, and they're different. They're just different players, and people always do that when they compare apples with oranges. They always do it. Here we go. Let's chase the game with Frank at the wheel. Well, if you look at the little I see of Palace, so they look good, even in the cup final, that they were a hit you on the break team, weren't they? In the FA Cup final. I mean, if they do that, we'll have a lot of possession. Depends what we do with it, though. You know what I mean? Because we're due a change in our fortunes, though. Which it's important. However, I imagine we'll have a lot of big clubs hosting too. Yeah.
Well, any business with Crystal Palace is going to be hard because what's his name? The owner there is
Parish.
Parish doesn't like us. Although I don't think it was. I think it was Levy he didn't like. So we'll see how that relationship changes.
Who was the last player we bought for Palace? Anyone in the chat, give us the answer. Who was the last player? Or go Google it. Who was the last?
I think we would. There was a. Remember when we were in for Eze, and I think there was a lot of back and forth with him with Eze.
Yeah, that would be my
competent.
with Kudos Moani, yeah.
But Xavi's not available for the next 3 games.
Exactly. Well, there's 3 players missing from Palace Sunday. We'll come on to that. I mean, like you've got Sar's away.
Munoz is injured.
Romero's banned and Xavi's banned. So I mean, I think we've only got 4 fit mid. We'll get onto that anyway. That was the next topic coming up. Like we'll get onto that because I think we only got 4 midfielders to pick from, unless you recruit a kid from the under-21s, because you're only going to have Bentancur, Paulinho, Bergvall, and Gray.
What do you think about Ajayi coming back from, where was he at? Coventry?
Mexico? Who? Ajayi?
Damola Ajayi, isn't that his name?
Oh, it was at Doncaster.
Oh, it was at Doncaster, right. We recalled
and they've got a good winger there. I think he's the best winger on stats in their league. And so Ajayi, he started the season from well. He was scoring goals and like whatever. And like
they just stopped playing him.
Well, he'll get Ademola Ajayi. He'll get another loan. Rather makes fair enough. Actually, let's go back to the banners. Right. Okay. Let's talk about Palace. And if you've got any questions, get them in the chat. Crystal Palace away. Predicted lineup. We'll go through that. Let's have a look. Who replaces Sarr, Romero, and Simmons? So you were psychic when you brought that, Alan. So, well, let's do the usual thing: goalkeeper, fullbacks, then centre backs, then midfield 3, then front 3. So we're away from home. So Frank might be a bit more conservative. To me, he's not a too dares to do manager. He could turn into that, but I'm hoping that Frank was mainly cautious because when you're at a team like Brentford, you have to be sort of cautious, you know. I mean, they would go well in the season, then they would fall away. They got results, streaky results, didn't they? They get a few would go against them, get a few through. And he did his job. He got them promoted. He kept them in the Premier League. Now, with a bigger and better squad, he should be able to like change tack and like be a bit more attack minded because that's what the fans are demanding. They want to see attacking football. So, who replaces Sarr, Romero, and Simmons? Romero's got 1 match ban. Simmons got 3. So, yeah. And, yeah.
Romero's close to that 10. Was it that another 2 game because he's got 8?
He's got, I'll give you, I didn't put, because I think they're wiped off for that. This is the Premier League yellow card watch. Romero's on 7. If you get 5 yellow cards before the 18th game, now VDV's on 4, Bentancur's on 4. If they play against Palace and get a yellow card, they only miss 1 game, but we need every man fit we've got at the moment, you know. So like they miss a game.
Well, Romero gets,
but you've got to wait till the 32nd game. If you get 10 yellow cards before the 32nd game, you get a 2-match ban. So Romero's in danger of getting that. I didn't add the 2 yellow cards on for the Liverpool game because I think they're wiped. If I'm wrong, let me know in the chat.
I think they're wiped because it turned to a red.
Yeah, I think they're wiped, but he's still got 7. So Kudos 3, Paulinho 3, VDV 4. Yeah, VDV's got a bit of snap in him, apart from being accused of trying to break his mate's leg. And they said it was a scissors tackle. I watched the video today. Load of rubbish.
It wasn't a scissors tackle. The fact that it went between it went. It was a different kind of hit. It really was, and there was no malice in it at all.
Just like a normal defender's trying to stop tackle. Didn't look like nothing.
Yeah, VDV's a big guy, and I guess unfortunately, you know, Alexander Isak maybe made of paper a little bit.
Yeah, made of string. Yeah, Richarlison 3. Yeah.
But Romero, the problem for Romero is he's been getting yellow cards consistently, you know, back to back to back. And in the last bunch of games, he's gotten a yellow card every single game.
I think the main angst for the Spurs fan bet is when you get a yellow cards or accumulate yellow cards, if in the game that you got that yellow card or whatever, or you then restrain yourself. You don't play as well as you could, or if you get a red and you get sent off. I think the argument is, oh, we may have got something out of the game which as clutching at straws because it was well late in the game, But if you hadn't got, I don't believe he's as reckless as people say he is. I mean, even during that season when we didn't lose the first 10 games, we won 8 and drew 2. I mean, he had one sending off. I think that was against Milan when he's come over to the byline and done a player on the sidelines. Basically, got sent off for that. But Basuma got 3 suspensions that year and then went away off in the African Cup or whatever it was. Like, I don't think I get it. They think he loses his head. I've seen Moreira on yellow cards. He seems to go into his zone when he's got the yellow, and most of the time he doesn't pick up. I don't think he's had many sending offs to Spurs.
Not many sending offs, just a lot of yellows.
Yeah. And look, and if you get 5 or whatever it is, you get a 1-match ban. Well, that's not the end of the world. It's different if it was 3. And anyway, on that, I'm a biased Spurs fan, but because I think this club's been hard done by officials and all that in the past, even Premier League officials and whatever.
Yeah, that ref, John Brooks, was terrible.
Konate smashed into the back of him, right? He didn't get booked, did he? I don't think he got booked.
Nope, he didn't.
And then Moreira, he's lashed out, and it wasn't I didn't think it was the worst.
John Brooks was looking for any reason.
Like smashing the chest, you know what I mean? It wasn't that.
He was carting our guys left and right for a lot of, everything from dissent to assumed dissent. It was crazy. We couldn't catch a break.
I think the majority out there disagree with me because I went and watched that tackle a few times. In normal play, even at the stadium watching it, I thought it's late, it's a yellow. That's it. And then they're saying it's red, it's down his calf. I get that. Studs up down the calf. But when I looked at one still frame, Xavi's eyes are looking forward when the foot's coming down. So he's caught the player. Don't think it wasn't malicious. I didn't think it was reckless. Not reckless. Although, look, others out there said it was. I didn't agree with that. But, that's just me. Right, we'll go through some comments. There's another 11 come up. So 3, 6, 9, about here, I think we are. Ashley said anyone can score, but everyone can defend you. He is to dare is to don't. Yeah. Bit of sarcasm, Ashley here. Ashley back. No, he wasn't. He finished 10th. Okay. They were conceding for fun. Simmons on a holiday, so is Romero. Well, Romero's only misses one game. I mean, no, I don't think players don't think get these cards on purpose. The only time I've known or suspected players got cards on purpose, and you probably know this as well, Alan, when they're heavily involved in a cup competition, if they're in quarterfinals, or they know one more, they're going to miss a game or whatever in a quarterfinals, but so they'll take the yellow card knowing that they can be in a semi-final, play in the final of a cup competition. I've seen some suspicious yellow cards given for that, when players have done that. So they're available for a cup final.
I only saw the other day, Luis Paqueta was doing, it seemed like he was trying to get sent off because he wouldn't let something go. And he got sent off, and the team lost.
I think he likes it at West Ham, but he's another one I wouldn't have minded at Spurs. If he is a bit hot-headed, like them South Americans are, but I think he might have had a rethink about West Ham. I mean, after they won away at Forest, they're all like chests out, pumps, out and all that. But then, they've fallen apart since then.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, he hasn't had that many. He's a class defender. He could get in any team in the Premier League. There'll be so many clubs that would take him, and people say they should sell him at 60 or 70 mil. No, Romero's worth more than that. Right.
The thing is that when Romero's so hot cold, when he's on, he's really on, and so suddenly he's a danger to score with his head and whatnot. When he's off, he is horrific, and he goes down in spectacular fashion.
Is what fans that have critical of him have questioned his concentration at times during games. He was very good in the first half against Liverpool,
but he was really not so great in the second half.
True. So lineup, we saying like a much maligned Vicario and Goal, yeah.
and I've heard that they're not going to go for because like Mike Magnon from where is he? He's in this. Isn't he in the Italian leagues?
Or the old Barcelona goalkeeper. He's 33 now. The Dutch guy, I think, is.
I would take him, but I guess we're not in for a goalie. Apparently, that's what I hear. Now that could be
smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors throwing us off the scent. But yeah, as it is right now, I think we have Vicario, although I still hold him kind of responsible for that goal, just giving it to Archie. He has the full view of the field. He could see Archie Gray was under pressure, and he still passed it to him again, trying to pass out from the back.
So, who partners VDV?
I would love to play VDV on the left. Remember, we were talking about this. He said that's his preferred side is on the left.
Because it allows it, because he's got more license to get forward at left back.
Yeah, well, and
you have at centre back. You go forward for set plays at centre back, free kicks, corners, but you have more license during the game to get forward as a fullback, don't you? So, he plays there for Holland, like left back.
Yep.
He said it's a lot harder work because look, the three positions which you don't do the most running on usually centre back and goalkeeper. Your two centre backs. The rest of the pitch, you've got to be able to work. So
I guess
Danzo.
But I think Danzo. I think it'll be Danzo on the right and VDV on the left, and he'll probably play Porro on the right, and he'll play Spence on the left.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Spence on the left.
No,
I just don't know who. I don't think Archie Gray should play in the center. I just don't think he's a center back. He played a lot of center back last season.
Frank sees him as a centre back or a midfielder. So if you see him as a centre back midfielder, perhaps you'll see him as a future defensive midfielder then.
Yeah, maybe.
A number 6 or what?
As a defensive midfielder. But
okay,
I don't know that
I think we've got 3 or 4. We are away. So I think you've got Paulinho, Bentancur, Graham Bergvall. I think that's all we've got. Sar's away. Xavi's banned. Decky's not fit. Madison's not fit. So who's your 3 out
on
of
the
those
field?
4?
I could almost see putting if he's not going to play Polini in the midfield or start him there. I could see him going in. He played in the back before, just to get just to nudge VDV over to the left, and let him play in the middle. And in that way, you can have both Bentancur and Polini on the field without having them both in the midfield.
Well, against Liverpool, it would. The 3. Like we've seen it before when he's gone like Bergvall, Graham, Bentancur. Bentancur's got more legs than Polini. I like what Polini does. I'd keep him as a squad pro. I'd sign him. I don't think the club are going to because they need to make a space. You're not selling Gray or
Bergvall.
But Bentancur just signed a new 4-year contract, so he's going nowhere unless someone comes in with a 30-40 million offer. So he's going nowhere. So to me, I think that Sarr and Paulinho are probably at more danger of being let go, probably in the summer. And if we're going to bring someone else in, look, I'm not against 8 midfielders because if you've got 22 players in a 25-man squad, 2 for each position, the 23rd player is the goalkeeper. I'd actually like the extra 2 positions to be filled by midfielders because that's where games are won or lost most of the time, and you need them throughout the season. So we have got the 8 with Madison and Decky coming back. If you're including Decky as a midfielder, I think Frank's going to use him on the wing as well as in midfield as a 10. I think he'll use him there as well, especially as you've got Kudus there. And Decky, we haven't even seen him on the left. And I'm a big fan. I mean, like, I know others aren't, but I think I envisage seeing him on the left at times as well. He's left-footed. Yeah, so, yeah.
He'll need to rotate around because we'll have to figure out with these new players where Decky fits in. We knew where he fit in last season, but he's got some new players and a new setup.
Well, you make a very good point because once Xavi's fit and not suspended, and Madison, we all hope he comes back.
Yeah,
you've got 2 10s there.
Yep.
To me, Decky's out on the right again, whether fans say it or not. He's not slow. It's just there's a lot of fast players in this league now. Decky's not slow. And let's be fair, a lot of the time he receives the ball is to get us out of the hole like Kudus does. So he's already got players up his arse anyway. So, like, you're now expecting him to turn, like, give a player a slip and go. But he'll drive down, he'll win your free kicks, he'll win your, like, throw-ins and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to him coming back. I think he'll make a big difference. He'll make a big difference to the team. He's the workhorse in the team.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
Have you heard about the rumor about Bergvall and how Liverpool are interested in him?
2 mil for Liverpool. Yeah. But, you know, I don't think Spurs would sell Bergvall for anything for under 80 to 100 mil.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they would. I mean, Liverpool might come up with 50 odd mil. All right, we know he's 19. Spurs ain't selling him. He's the future. Him and Gray are the future. I mean, we've seen it, and it does work at times with him in midfield. It's a question you've got to get the 10 position sorted right, and whether, I mean, Saar likes to get forward, so I can actually see Gray becoming the defence. But I mean, I like Gray. I like his all-round ability. I like his heading. I like his tackling. I like he tries to pass the ball down the flanks when he's playing at fullback. He takes up good positions. He always seems to be in space to receive the ball, even around the opponent's penalty area. He breaks down the right-hand side. He's got a good engine. I mean, like, he put the cross in for the goal against Bodo Glimt. He did it for another one. When we lost at home to Fulham, he showed a lot of energy on the right-hand side, breaking forwards and runs. He put lots of crosses in, you know, which other players don't do. He put lots of crosses in. I watched him at Leeds. He is a talent. He might not look as sexy to some Spurs fans at the moment, but I'm confident, like, he's going to be an absolute star.
You're talking about Archie Gray?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to be an absolute star for us, but I could be wrong.
I guess I was having a think about this. Would I sacrifice a couple of the young players for proven talent as like an upgrade now? You know, that's the question. And I guess I would, you know, and the question is, who would it be? Would it be Saar? Would it be Bergvall? Would it be Archie Gray? Yes, you're giving up the potential of the future, but could we find people that are ready-made right now? And I don't know.
Well, this is it. We've got the money to bring elite players in. It's a question whether they want to come to us and whether clubs will release players in January. Yeah. So unless your club's really skin, I think we should be fishing in Serie A, though, in Italy, where clubs need the money. Otherwise, you're going to get in long, protected negotiations. I mean, we should have had these talks with loads of players already, their agents and the clubs already, prior to the window even opening. If we've got we know as a club, it doesn't matter if Frank's manager or not. You know, people worried, we get a player and the manager comes in with no, because we know we need a left winger. Doesn't matter who the manager is. We know we need a left back. No matter who the manager is, we only got one and he's not fit.
Yeah.
Right. So those two positions are what we should be looking to fill in. If it's a question of getting a Adam Wharton style player, whether it be a foreign player in, whether it's then if we got a Smith in who's 19, I think I could live with that as long as we've filled the left back and the left wing spot with a quality player. And if it was a left back spot with someone like Nathaniel Brown, I would live with that. Then bringing a kid in midfield if he was one that's got the stats of, you know, Smith for AZ Alkmaar, or there's a mind you, I'd take Akliouche. He's a ball carrier, apart from being a winger and whatever, left-footed. I would just go for him. If we got a left winger in, and we got Akliouche and Nathaniel Brown, I'd be delighted because I know they'll improve us. I don't know this player, Mohamed Amoura from Wolfsburg. I don't know Mohamed Amoura from Wolfsburg, so I think he deserves a chance at a bigger club. Is that Bergvall you're talking about?
Yeah, who are we talking about?
So let's do our midfield three then, Al. I mean, like, is he going to be conservative and play Paulinho and Bentancur at Crystal Palace, knowing that we'll probably have more of the ball there? Or is he likely? Is he because Bentancur's play is going to go Paulinho, Gray, and Bergvall? for that game and give Bentancur a rest. I'm not sure how many games he's had. Frank sort of thinks players can play 3 to 4 games before they need a rest. I agree. I think players should be able to play 3 games in like 7 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then down to the science team, see if someone's in a red zone or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he's on about him. Okay, fair enough, right. So left winger, but yeah. I don't know if Lookman's out of the equation either, but just has he got an attitude problem?
That's what I hear.
Mm-hmm. So 3 out of 4 for midfield. I think we can safely say that Bergvall and Gray will play.
Yep.
So does he stick with Bentancur or stick with Paulina with this one?
I think he's going to go with Bentancur because he's going to want to be a little more attacking.
Yeah. That makes sense. Although Frank may throw, might be smoking for us all. Frank. Yeah. I think we started to see with the midfield in and with one of the fullbacks pressing on, we were getting 4 in midfield against Liverpool's 3. And that's why we got a lot of joy in that game. So, yeah. So I think Frank's ideas are getting across to the players. If we can see that sort of progress against that Liverpool game, and he keeps trying that sort of tactic, fine, because that looks like it's showing us something. The problem is we haven't seen enough of anything Frank's done to convince us what the football philosophy is. You know? They're just, to us fans, there isn't one.
Right. Oh, we all know only that he changes things a lot.
Mm-hmm. Quick plug for the channel. Look, there's 54 of you watching us on various platforms, which is fantastic on Boxing Day. Yeah. What you can see and we can't, in the bottom right-hand corner, if you want to help this channel grow, and we pride ourselves on bringing you good content and a balanced perspective on all things Spurs, if you could hit that red subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner, that really helps. What also helps the channel is if you give the video a thumbs up, that helps the algorithm as well. That's good for us. And get over to Team Tottenham Go. Alza, he can post his link in there because I've forgotten to do it again, right?
That's okay.
It's Christmas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, a big up to everyone who's watching us on playback. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you for your questions. We'll take questions all the time of you. Yeah. And like I say, we do have a Facebook group, a big Facebook group. We are an XCOM. I think we've got 3,250 on there or something. And we have a WhatsApp group, which we use actually to get guests on the show because it's easy to message them. But for you, if any of you out there want to be a guest on the show, that's fine. But we need you messages through Facebook or WhatsApp, so as we can get your telephone number and add you. XCOM, not WhatsApp, Facebook or XCOM.
Yeah.
So with that, yeah, please hit that subscribe button. What we bring to you is free and free content. A lot of work goes in behind the scenes to set up shows, to make them. We pride ourselves on making them interesting and not waffling. So back more a couple of chats. What you got?
Thoughts on Frank? Do you think he deserves more time or better play?
Yeah, I mean,
I know. What do you think? I go ahead.
Look, it's not a question. Do I think it's the Dederis do manager like ones in the past, like Nicholson, then Birkinshaw, even Odell and Ardiles, or then you had Martin Yale, Redknapp, Venables, Poch. Is he like Dederis to do like those? No, he hasn't shown that. He seems a cautious manager at present. He may show us once he gets signings and all that. He may show us what fans want is a traditional, fast, attractive, attacking football is what we want to see. So, no, he isn't. But at the same time, I support every player and manager at this club, even though I don't want Basuma or Richarlison here. And I think Davies will go at the end of the season. That'll free out 3 squad spots. And that's whether either Sarr goes or Richie, So I don't want rinse and repeat. Let me go through this process again. All right, if you're a protest and you want Enoch out, you want to stir that, argument up again. But they've got to talk. They've got to walk the walk now. They talk the talk with the money they're putting in. I won't be convinced of anything about Enoch if we don't get at least 2 or 3 players in this window. Seriously. Yeah. And we're tired of waiting.
I guess for Frank, I'm with you, Adrian. I'm not convinced about Frank, but again, he's been He hasn't had a lot of time. Is the job too big for him? Possibly. It is a big job, and there's a lot more than there was at Brentford.
Do you think that is part of it? Do you think that, all right, Brentford, let's say it runs in the cup, right, which could happen. I mean, most of the season he's playing 1 week a game. He's got a week with the players to get his ideas across and things like that. Yep. Is this an issue that having a game every 3 days, he's just, it's time? But then the other thing, when he's got time, the other thing that counteracts my argument on that is that he gives players days off. I mean, I get it. When we beat Arsenal at the stadium 3-0 and that fantastic noises the stadium, right, the players were given a day off. Hang on. I don't agree with that, but that's because I've been in management all my life, right? I don't agree with that. There's always something you can be working on. If they're entitled to 2 days off a week, that's what they get. Fair enough. I ain't giving them free. I'm not. You'll come in. Even if you're watching videos on TV screens or we're going over tactical analysis, things like that. I'm not giving you time off. That comes back to bite you. You don't get time enough between. And then the managers say, well, we haven't done any heavy training because we're playing once every 3 games or something. Well, and now you're giving players a day off as well.
That was happening with Ange too, I think, right?
Yeah, well, then you can get players in. You don't have to work them, but you can go through tactic analysis, videos, things like that. You can get a whiteboard up and start putting tactics on that and things like that. I mean, I just don't agree with it. I get enough money out, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Get out of bed.
Oh, yeah. They should be working harder. But again, with Frank, so that's the question is he the person that's going to take us to the next level? I don't know. I think at the very least, he should get a full season. I don't think it's right to drop a coach midway. It's very
we're going through a bit of what Arteta went. He got 7 seasons at Arsenal, but at least in his first season, he won the FA Cup, right? But we've just won a trophy. We should have that warm glow carrying us through this season. But I must admit, watching games, as much as I am a more positive Spurs fan than most of them out there, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel it. I mean, I feel it's just more draining than anything else. When you're at the ground, it's worse, right? When you watch a loss. Sure. If you're away with their fantastic away support, that's even worse because you got to travel home in misery. You know what I mean? So it's even worse. This is where you can find Alan Gale. Get over there, give it a like and subscribe at Team Tottenham Go. Get over there. Those watching the playbook, get over there. And guys, please just give our tonight's show the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because it will help. I mean, our shows go out usually every Friday for the American audience, man. It's a bit later. Sundays, EMF's host on Sundays, and then Tuesday or Wednesday, depending if we got when we got European games. But mostly we go out on a Tuesday at 9 o'clock, Friday at 10 o'clock, and Sunday at 9:30 with Ian. But obviously, Ian can change his start and finish times to suit because Arabians are allowed to do whatever they want, right? So,
and give it a hype. The new thing.
Yeah, give it a hype. Yeah, big ups, bub. Good evening.
What's up, Potato?
We are Spurs to sell remote. I disagree with you, mate, but you're entitled to your opinion on that.
But even if you did sell him for big money, I think the concern that I have in this window isn't that we're not going to have the money. It's we're not going to convince the people we want to make the switch over to us because we're so early in our rebrand and restructure.
Yeah, and I agree in what you're alluding to. I mean, because I'm sure you're similar to me in the fact that, okay, in our squad, you get rid of Romero. Who else you bringing in our squad that's as good as him? Dragerson, Danso, Takai? There isn't. Are you going up with Ashley Phillips? I mean, the closest thing to Romero would be as good would be Vuskovic, but we're not getting him back till the summer. And he should stay at Hamburg. And then the club have got to make a decision because after you've done it in the Polish league, the Belgian league, and then the German league, the next step up should be with this squad. Yeah. And you should be able to rotate him with any of our centre-backs. I mean, so the centre-back should be able to get a good rest. Because I just think he's class. I think he's only 18 in February, Vuskovic.
Oh, yeah. Vuskovic is going to be a monster. Yeah. He's a big guy. They want to keep him where he's at now. We're not going to let him.
He's just recently scored a bicycle overhead kick. I mean, he gets forward, he scores goals. He's self-critical in the way that he says, like, "Oh, I could be a bit quicker." Hang about, you're young, you're only fucking 18. That's why we couldn't add him to the squad, because you can't legally under EU rules, you can't sign until you're 18. You can't be loaned out to another club till you're 18 as well. Oh, wow. So, and until you're 18, believe it or not, for those that don't know, you cannot change in the dressing room with the senior players. I know it sounds bizarre, but till you're 18, you cannot change in the dressing room with the senior players. You have to try. And I get it, and I'm all for it, paedophilia and all that. We know what's happened in the past. I get it. I'm all for it, but it does seem a bit bizarre when you're protected by teammates, basically, and things like that. So, yeah, it's just one of them rules. So did behave yourself somewhere and keep Ben Davies. Ben Davies, another non-complaining pro, has been at the club 11 years, I think longer than Kane and Son. And he got a mighty cheer when he came on. I forget who it was against, but it's only a couple of home games away. Yeah, got an almighty cheer.
I just don't know who we would even buy to replace Romero.
Yeah, I guess it's proven, because at least Romero is Premier League proven.
Yeah.
So forget a foreign guy, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we roughly gone with our midfield the same. We went for Gray, Bergvall and Bentancur. I'm happy with that. As long as Gray and Bergvall start, if it's Paulina starts, I'm not bothered. But I just want Gray to have more games in midfield. I want the fans to see what he does really offer. So, front three. I think we say Kuda starts.
I would love him to up his game a bit, and I would love for him to not slow the game down so much. It doesn't make sense to me. He's the kind of player that seems to need that speed to kind of weave through people and whatnot, but he slows it all down, waits for everybody to meet up with him, and I don't understand it at all. Or he passes backwards. I don't know if he's tired. I don't know if he's disenfranchised. I don't know what's going on, but he needs to improve.
Yeah.
What about in the middle? I would probably put Mwani in the middle.
Because Richarlison came on a sub against Liverpool, I think he starts through the middle. He's the battering ram. And I think Mwani will start on the left.
Okay.
Alderweireld be on the bit. But it's just, I could be totally wrong.
No. I think it's swap between them. Yeah. What's up, man?
Evening, boys. You all right?
How'd your Christmas go? Did you get lagged?
No, still not drinking. Still sober until New Year's in York. But 4 Christmas dinners I've had in the last 2 days, so I'm literally getting to the size of a small house, to be honest.
If you're not drinking and all that, you should join the local monastery. They're probably looking for monks. Much money. I think there's much money in monking, but I've got a drink here. I don't like to drink before shows, but I'll have my first drink during a show. Right? So yeah. So Callum, by the way, is part of the Spurs group. For all those watching on various platforms, there's 70 of you watching us now. He's usually pretty up to date with the transfer news. I keep up with stories, but most of the stories I come up with haven't really gained gravitas, and Callum is usually in the know. So I did bring this up earlier. If I can find the banner. Hold on, where are we? Let's find the banner.
I mean, it seems to have heated up a little bit in the last 2 days over a few of them. So, I mean, just based on this list, Diamandi's agent is coming over here in the next week or so. He's going to be meeting with Liverpool, United.
He's a lump, though, isn't he? And he does bang goals in.
He is a very good player. I mean, I looked at his stats. It's like 14 games, 6 or 7 goals at the moment.
And he's only 20, I think. I think he's only about 20, but he's got the physique for the Premier League.
Yeah, he's a good top profile winger. But I mean, I spoke to someone earlier and they said that he's on the list, but he's not top priority. The focus seems to be at the moment on Yildiz. And a couple of days ago, obviously, I spoke to a few people, and it's where it's now sort of coming out in the Italian news that Spurs are sort of sniffing around, sort of thing. In terms of that one, Savinho's gone very quiet.
Yeah.
Goddard's at is appreciated, but he's a low priority. And to be honest, I spoke to a scout the other day, and they said that Ajax want like mega money. He's their top scorer, I think, at the moment. To be honest, they would be silly to let him go. Aguio was still a no go. To be honest, it's like I was watching earlier. Adrian said that, and completely correct. Portuguese clubs want mega silly money, and I mean like silly money as if release clauses.
I think we'd had more rumours with strikers. If Solanke was fit now, then you might have been thinking, oh, sell Richie or whatever. But because we're going to have three, and we've got to keep Richarlison and Moani now, and you're going to have a third striker, free striker. So I don't see us going for Tony or Aguilar. I just don't see it. And we don't look. We know it doesn't matter who the manager is. I said it earlier. We know we need a left winger and a left back.
Yeah,
we can struggle with the midfield we've got, but we definitely need a left winger and a left back. Quality, right? That's why. I mean, I haven't heard much about Brown. I've watched him. I like him, right? Who wouldn't like a guy that's got that much pace? But
I mean, Brown is class, and he's someone that the club really like. And I mean, he is. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying all the other players that we're looking at aren't good professionals, but he is sort of that. The clubs we're going with against him, or going against for him, are some of the top ones in Europe. It's like, just say with Savinho, you might get a Brighton try to go for him. Brown has got Real Madrid, Bayern. We've got Juventus looking at him. PSG have considered him. If Nuno Mendes was to leave as their left back, we are going against some of Europe's elite here. So this is where we want to be targeting these players. It's whether, and the question that always keeps coming up, which I can appreciate from Spurs fans, is that we can target these players and we want to show intent, but it's whether they are prepared to come to us, isn't it? Because we've had that with Semenyo already.
Surely, Callum, though, that this recruitment team, and it's quite big, this 10 under. And Rob McKenzie said, oh, we ain't looking to go for younger players anymore. I'll cut him off. I don't mind if they really are exceptional talents, then you go for them. If you like, got another Lamar or something like that. So, I mean, Smith's doing ever so well at Alkmaar. We looked at him last year, though.
Yeah, Smith.
But he's 19-20. But if he can do that job and progress the ball upfield, you know, we were looking at Nico Paz at one time. That all went quiet because Milan own a chunk of him or something. I can buy him back for 23 mil. Yeah, but when I looked at him, I thought, he's a player, you know. But it's just.
There are these players out there, guys. That's the thing. I mean, we looked at Hugo Larsson from Frankfurt the last two seasons. He's class as a ball carrier and progressive midfielder. It's just that when you look at it, he's 20 or 21 now, and they won nearly 90 million. I mean, the last three big deals that Frankfurt have done, Moani 95, Ekitike 90, Marmoush 90, all of these players, they're their best players. And this is why, obviously, a friend of the show, Philip King, is so happy with Frankfurt, which is his local club, because they are so good at developing players in Germany that they can do.
Are there any rumours? I mean, like, because of our league position, it's hard in January anyway, unless clubs have got three players in a position they want to get rid of the elite one and make some money or whatever. So I get that. And if clubs are fighting relegation or challenging for honours, they're not going to release players either. You've got that as well on top of it. And then you've got, the fact that, right, okay, clubs don't want to sell. But then I love loans or loans to buy. Try before you buy. I love them, right? So what's the chance of getting Rodrigo on loan if he wants to play in the World Cup in the summer rather than being able to buy him? I mean, same could be said with Marmoush, but I don't think we need that sort of a striker at the club when we've got three already. But even Silvino, if he ain't going to get... I mean, City will have four wingers when Cherky can play on the wing. Bob, you've got Doku, and if they get Semenyo, that'll be four, right? Silvino's not going to get any game time. I mean, Frapsio was going on his podcast about, Spurs will find it difficult to get Silvino, whether you fancy him or not, fans out there, right? I know some of you don't, but he's going to be pushed even further down a pecking order. He's played about 4 games this season, or 5, or come on as subs. I mean, he is an upgrade on what we've got. I'd rather go for Diamandi myself personally, but out of that lot.
He's
But,
19. He just turned 19.
Yeah, or go around Madrid and say, look, you don't want to sell. He's getting a little bit more game time under Alonso. Can we get what do you want for Rodrigo on loan? I mean, like, take him to the summer, and then all right, if you can't sign him, that's fine. But then the summer market after the World Cup's going to explode, isn't it? There's going to be loads of managers sacked, right? And I know it's fatal to buy a player when I've had a World Cup, but there'll be loads of players that people have gone under the radar and think, I like him, and he might be for some obscure African nation or whatever, you know. So I think we should be getting 3 players in this window. I really do. But are they going to be elite? I reckon only if they're on loan, Callum, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I keep asking about Rodrigo, and his name hasn't even crossed the list. Another one that was asked the other day was Leao.
Yeah.
Neither of them are there. Lookman was an opportunity at best from the summer. So a lot of these sort of names that have kind of sort of resonated a little bit with our funds from the Football Insider newspaper, which always seems to spout out more shite than a bin and all that, and always resurrect stuff. But I mean, the targets that they're going for, from what we've seen, they're all sort of under 25 within reason, but they are more experienced players, I would say, than like just say go and get him Bergvall from where did he come from? Djurgården, and going and getting Sakai from Japan. These are still top players from Germany, from Holland, from France, all that, from even with Oscar Bob and Savinho from City. They're all players who have played at top level. Yeah, the young profile comes up, but it's like you say, you can still get good young players. The Cat, Schmidt. I mean, me and you, Adrian, like Verbergen, the goalkeeper from Brighton, don't we? And all of that. He's only 20, 21 and all that. Yeah, he's young. Same with
James Trafford, because now they've got Donnarumma at Man City. He's not going to get a look in because Donnarumma's class, right? So, like,
and that's the thing. Spurs like James Trafford as well. I mean, ideally, they was hoping that Kinski would have developed, and he really hasn't. But yeah, goalkeeper's going to be more summer, the same as strikers. My hedging my bets from what I've heard and what's been reported as well. It looks like left wing, left back the priority. If they could get a top progressive midfielder in, they would try it. And like you say, Adrian, I reckon they would aim for 3. The problem is we've got so many foreign player slots in here that we need to clear the deck a little bit.
I think that's why the Slovenia stories come up, and apart from the fact there's some menus going there, I could see us getting him in because Man City would probably let him go if they get some menu. But I don't think it's complete as Fabrizio and Romano carries on about. I'd like Akluish as a midfielder. I'd like to take him. He's very versatile. We're both fans of him. And I actually think, I mean, people keep saying left wing, yeah, we need left wing. Hang about. We can patch left wing with what we got. I actually think the more important position to fill is left back. Because if we lose Spence, right, or we lose Porro, we're screwed at the back unless you put Gray there again, right?
And Gray's not a right back. Gray's not a Premier League right back.
Yeah.
I mean, like Davis, I just don't think he's got the energy to play at left back anymore. He would be sitting back. Don't get wrong, good defender, solid, but we need this left back in. And if it's not Nathaniel Brown at Frankfurt, it needs to be a quality. Get an international left back in. There should be plenty out there, right, that we haven't even thought about. You know, I haven't seen a list of left backs, but Nathaniel Brown's the only one been mentioned in the media.
There's always names that are out there and that are on the list. I mean, the club, like you say, Adrian, they've got 10 scouts. They're covering multiple countries, not just multiple teams. They're covering country scouts. That's the thing. And they have data analysts who will just say, Frank will give a profile to them, and he says, right, I want a left back who can cross the ball into touch at the near post, who is quick but also good recovery speed. So they will then give that to the analyst team, and they will speak to Andy Scolding, who obviously Hot deals with all the loans because they may have a team that they're already looking at where we've got a player in. They'll look at. They will speak to Rob McKenzie. They'll speak to João Ferreira. They'll speak to Jeff Patera. They will speak to Gardner as well. They'll have Langer on the youth side.
And the shortcut is, instead of having to deal with mouthy agents like Flora Maneo, who as soon as Dragons fit, I want to sell him at Real Madrid, but he's joking. He's a prick. But because you're involved in agencies and you pay for that data, you can go and get a chunk of data on left backs, right backs, for these players that they'll have that data for you. Then you just got to sift through it, decide, right, this guy's got good stats, right? Okay, got to send scouts out to watch the player, and then we want to find out what his attitude is. Is his team player? We don't want to bring another Ndombele in. You've got to do the due diligence on his mentality as well, right? The player's mentality, whether they fit in or whatever, or they're a troublemaker. Or this is why I think has gone off the radar, because he's had a lot of spats. Now he might be justified his spats with his management, but he might not. You know,
people just think that Spurs, any football club, they just go and just look around and they just go, oh, I like the look of that player because they've done something at a World Cup. Yeah, you get something like that because you get agents offering players left, right, and centre. I mean, there's agents always around Lillywhite House, around the training ground, all that, because they have professional contracts and obligations to fulfill quotas. At the end of the day, they are businessmen. They are not just in there to protect their players. They are in there to make money. It's the same as all of
they'll be even back in the 80s and all that, you know. The club would then be sent videos of players. Agents would constantly they want to make their 10%. They're constantly trying to push players onto your club. Spurs would most clubs would receive hundreds of videos. Only during the course, I've seen hundreds of videos on players to look at, right? But you still got to go and look at them. You know, I mean, what I take from videos when I watch, when people say to me, oh, well, what are you actually looking for? It's like, when I look at a player like Aklawich, or we agree on we like the player, if they're midfielders or attackers, I'm looking for players with vision, who move the ball quickly, who can make things happen, right? Back four's different. Intelligent awareness, being able to sniff out danger, positional play, obviously being good in the air and good in a tackle, and can pick a pass. Even if it's a 5 to 8 year pass, if you're quality, that'll do, right? But yeah, you still really got to go and look at players, physically go and look at them, you know, and you might have a checklist.
That's the thing. I mean, we are obviously all nearly over the age of 30, so we remember CFAX and Teletext.
I'm 30 in January. I'm 30 in January.
Oh, well, I'll believe you, mate. I'll believe you on that one.
Birthday's on the 21st of Jan, right? I'm 30.
Yeah, keep saying that to yourself, mate. Only as old as you feel, aren't you? But we all remember CFAX and all that stuff. But the databases that clubs have available now have literally evolved the whole game. And even companies like Sega, gaming networks, get hold of these databases. They build games around them. But then clubs use games as ways of data protection and data collection as well. Football Manager is used by a lot of clubs, not the game itself, but the algorithm that is used in it is used as the basis for modern day scouting, because it does data collection. It generates the stuff for you. And that's how far tech has evolved sport now as well. Yes, football's still a business, but the metrics that you look at are so much different now compared to when we was just, send a scout, yeah, he's a good goal scorer, all that. No, now you look at, like Adrian was saying, for a centre back, you look at how composed they are, how they keep their shape. For a touchline winger, you would look at pace, but you'd also look at flair, adaptability, their ability on the ball, ability off the ball. A striker, how they touch the ball, how they take it down on the drop, how they would win a header, how they control their body. Are they too big? Are they too small? Are they a big lug, a bull in a china shop? Are they an aggressive striker? Are they a narrow striker? Are they a ball hold up striker? This is all the data they look at scouting, and when
can they play across the front three?
Well, exactly, that's the thing. And the luxury now is all players have to be versatile in the game. apart from, I would argue, centre backs, so many players have to be able to adapt. 3-man midfield, if you're a 6, an 8, or a 10, you've got to be able to cover all them roles. If you're a fullback, you've got to be able to attack and defend now. Whereas used to be that you just have a defensive fullback or an attacking fullback. If you're a goalkeeper, you've got to be able to actually kick a freaking ball these days, something that Mario can't do.
Yeah.
And in midfield, when most games are won and lost, whether you elect at times we played Bentancur and Paulinho. I mean, you have to be athletic in these games when you see the kilometres that players run. But you've just got to have legs in midfield. You've got to have legs in midfield. If you can't put that in it, you have to earn the right to play. They always say, don't you? You've got to have the legs in midfield. And like, I get when fans are moaning, well, Paulinho and Bentancur on the same team. Well, I know Paulinho's got more legs than Bentancur's got more legs than Paulinho, right? He can get about, but he hasn't shown what he showed pre-ACL when he was like driving us up the pitch. So like going up and scoring a goal, and people, yeah, but he's got goals. Yeah, Paulinho's got 3 goals. Yeah, but every team you watch throw everybody man forward, apart from one on the halfway line when they get a set piece, a corner, or a free kick. They all do it, and just because he's in there, he gets. But fine. But then look at how many games we've lost. That's what you should be looking at. The games we lost. So Paulinho's, I'd like to keep him as a squad player. I don't think we will, though. I really don't think we're going to keep him because Bentancur got that 4-year contract. And if we're going to bring in a midfield...
I don't think him or Muani will stay, to be honest, based on what I've seen.
Well, I have to disagree there because I sent Alan and you the Muani video on WhatsApp. I don't know if you probably haven't seen it yet. And the way he was talking, which was good, and I watched the pre-training, wanted to see the mood of the players, get into that. They were happy and larky and all that. You could tell the morale's good in the squad, right? They believe they're better than they are, probably. But then you listen to Muani, and they were talking to him about Frank and all that. Loves him. The players love him. They love his tactics and all that. And I said to Alan, well, why aren't they doing it on the pitch then? If they love the tactics, why aren't they doing it? But apparently, like, there's no dissent.
It's probably going to be about because whereas with Paulinho, we've got a very reasonable fee for a midfield destroyer. You've got 20 to 25 million, if you're going in pounds or euros. Muani, there's no fee agreed. You've got to directly negotiate with PSG. And if you're saying to me, okay, right, Muani we could get for 35 to 40 million, I'd say realistically, yes. PSG still have a contract with him until I think about 2030. He could have a very good second half of the season, get a call up to the French national team squad for the World Cup, because obviously they've only got Ousmane Dembele who leads the line sort of thing. I know they've got Barcola and Doué who sort of play off of him, but I don't see Tel and Odobert going to the World Cup. I think it's too early for them. So if he comes back and has that, we have no safety net. We've got to do a direct transfer negotiation with PSG. PSG ain't easy at selling. That's why they could have sold him to Juventus.
They paid about 90 mil for him, didn't they?
95 all in with add-ons.
Euros or pounds? Euros probably, because it's Europe.
Euros. Yeah. But his wages and the transfer fee would have come to about 120 or 130 million investment.
And they want him gone, PSG, because even Juventus, who are skint, we've seen it recently, hence the link with Kenan Yildiz, but they couldn't agree a fee, and PSG weren't going to loan him back to Juventus, but they loaned him to us instead. So they must have been well pissed off Juventus if they could have got the loan, right? And yet we got the loan. And I think we should offer 60 mil for him and get him. I mean, because he's
worth that. I think he's worth 40.
What I've seen, and we ain't seen him in full flow, he's our best striker technically. I mean, he had 4 chances against Liverpool. You might have missed most from those you watching on some various platforms, like half chances. But one when he drove out the defence and come round, did it make things happen by himself? That's what I like about him. Makes things happen. His touch, ball control, heading and that. All right, he missed a sitter in a game a while back, didn't I? Think it was a header or something that he should have done better with.
Don't get me wrong. I think from a player point of view, he's a very good player. The goal scoring needs to be dramatically improved. From a business point of view, 60 million for a player who's 27 this year, 28 next year.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, 50. He's not young. Jesus Christ. No, I mean, if you're saying to me 40 to 50 million, then it kind of looks logistical. It has logistical merit. But if you're saying to me they're going to want 60 to 70 million, I mean, Juventus offered them 30 and they got told to poke it. That's the thing. And I mean, Juventus don't have a pot to piss in, to be honest. They haven't had it since the court cases, and that's why they was probably fabricating figures for so very long. But realistically, he hasn't done enough since leaving Frankfurt to justify a big fee at all.
Yeah.
He's been in the wilderness for nearly 3 years now.
He's doing all right at Juve, and it was always like, oh, he's the main man. Jonathan David's pushed to one side. We only heard nothing about him, have we? But then you've got suddenly when the loan wasn't going to go to Juve, suddenly Jonathan David started playing for him again. I think he did okay, but when I first watched him, when I first saw him in France, watched the videos, doesn't make anything happen, nothing outside the box, mainly inside the box, mainly a tapping merchant. That's what I see. All right, he's improved. He improved, right? Which got a few clubs around Europe a bit excited, but he's not for me. You know, Porto wanted 60 to 80 million for their players for Samuel, but no thank you. I want proven quality.
Same with Vlahovic and from Juventus. That's why all the links.
I like Vlahovic. I do like Dusan Vlahovic. I must admit, I've always been a big fan. He can make things happen. You see, he's the one with the vision as well. Even against England, he was the one during the game that he turned and reversed and spun round, and he hit a crossbar with that shot. That's out of nothing. I like players that can do that. Kane could do that. Son could do that. This is why I talk about players who make things happen for themselves, not so reliant on a chance being put on a plate for them. We'll take the ones that tap-ins. Yeah, we'll take all the tap-ins.
That's why Yildiz is so good. He is carrying Juventus.
And he's a playmaker as well.
He can create for himself as well. He's one of the only players that is actually interested for Juventus. The rest of them are not performing as they should do. They are leaving it to a 20-year-old kid.
I'll tell you one left back I looked at. I thought he might grow into something special. Is Cambiasso still at Juventus? He's a left back. I've not heard much about him. It wasn't he as left back with Juventus, wasn't it? Weren't Roma on the land?
Yeah, he's still out there. The problem with Cambiasso is the injury problems that he has. He spends more time out with hamstring injuries. I mean, I think I sent something to Ian earlier, and we were saying like how piss poor transfer windows, everything like that. But I said that realistically, Spurs should have been set from 2019 if Sessegnon hadn't have had glass hamstrings made out of papier-mâché. That's the thing. I mean, realistically, that guy had, and he's doing it kind of for Fulham now, but realistically, he should have been our left back for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't work out. But he was like the best young prospect going for left back, and we were so happy when we got him. And I mean, there are left backs out there that you can look at. There's players who can play left back, who can also play left centre back, like just say Van der Ven. But you pay a premium.
Robertson at Fulham.
Yeah, Robertson's appreciated, but it's another
He's injured
player.
right now.
Yeah, and he always flatters to deceive. I think he has purple patches like Richarlison and then kind of drifts out. The problem that Spurs have, we need consistent players. We don't need people who are going to float about and do what they want and drift in and out of games. You need consistent performers.
Yeah. I haven't watched, since me and you both watched a lot of youth football. I don't get, with doing a pod, I don't watch it. I might tend to watch more highlights than whole games now because they clash when we're doing shows and things. But I haven't watched Dennis Sirkin for a while. Has he developed?
He hasn't played.
I know it's not first choice. I know it's not first choice. Has he developed though? Because I haven't seen since no. Okay, he's out of the way.
Really had a chance for Sunderland because they got the Schrader from Leipzig in the summer, and it's kind of weird. They got that crazy left back from Atletico Madrid, and he's done all right. He hasn't got as many red cards as they predicted he would do. I mean, Schrader came in and he's played both sides, and obviously Sunderland's good form has continued quite consistently, haven't they? So Sirkin's nothing more than, I think, a compliancy issue. That's where I've kind of come to. I mean, they like him, but it's the same with Walker Peters at West Ham. He ain't done sweet FA, really, has he, since going there?
He's only played 2 games this season so far.
Well, this is interesting. By harmless by Spud. Carlo only want to have 1 year left on contract next summer. Last chance to pick. Yeah, that will drop the price.
Yep.
If that will drop the price down to what you're thinking, Callum, probably down to about 40 mil.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, but then you've still got. I think there's options to extend in that deal as well, so they could just extend to protect his market value, and the player cannot control the extension of contracts. That's down to the club.
That's why we'll extend Basuma's contract just to get something for him. I mean, you're going to get 10, 15 mil for Basuma. I don't care what. You might not get 20, but do it. I know I am like the rest of fans. I want him gone. I'm not going to give him no more chances. He made loads of excuses. I don't want to come on as being callous. Hang on. This is the second time you've done this with Laughing Gas, right? So don't try and pull the wool over my eyes over this one. I want him out. You're not consistent. You had 3 suspensions in your first season under Ange when Richie only had 1, right? You got done for simulation and he cost us the game against Luton away if it wasn't for VDV scoring and Decky holding the ball up for the rest of the game. I mean, I can't trust you. When you're on point, you beat the press. You're fantastic. Like them first 10 games when we thought Basuma and Maddison were we're both bouldering world class, and we thought that they weren't going to drop off in any way. But then he got 3 suspensions. No, I don't want you. You're a liability. No, so
I mean, I saw an article from I think it was they was doing like the Athletics overview before the transfer window and all that, and they said that the Spurs linked players were quite quiet. So that's why obviously we speak about different ones, but the outgoings, obviously it was all agreed for him to go to Fenerbahce, and that fell through in the summer. I heard some tentative interest from Marseille a little while ago. They always seem to like her, and I've got to be very careful on this because it obviously has political connotations and criminal connotations, but they always seem to like a sort of a bad boy in Marseille, don't they? Someone sort of with a bad reputation as it goes.
Like
so they've got that. I was trying not to get into that, Alan. I was trying to keep civil on that one because
you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I saw that apparently Lille looked at him. I think he's been there in the past. There's some tentative interest from Turkey, but it's because obviously what I heard a while ago was that Spurs were looking to just terminate his contract and do failure to comply to contract terms. That all kind of went quiet from what I heard and saw reported in the news. So
I would have thought that teams like West Ham, because they're struggling, they'll take anyone for a life after anyone, really, basically. Even Everton, possibly Palace would especially if they do decide to cash in on Walton in the summer or something like that, would probably jump at the chance of getting Biss in. Because
it seems to be the links with Palace have sort of rebuilt a little bit. We're getting lots of links with their players and they're getting lots of links with ours. And obviously we work alongside Palace podcasters, and I know a few, and we've probably all got mates who support Palace or have got links to it. And we've got links going to Walton, Mateta. They've got it coming back. There's links and interest in Johnson, and so people like that. And it's when you think about it, it's not too bad. But I wonder whether that's Vinay doing a bit of PR building and all that. Because obviously, Daniel Levy had no problem with Steve Parish. It was Steve Parish, apparently, who blew up the relationship and all that from the Palace side because they tipped off Arsenal to the Eze deal. That's the thing. Spurs had a verbal agreement in place. It was Palace who blew it up. It wasn't Levy. And I mean, I'm not a big Levy lover, but this one wasn't on him. It was on Palace blowing up the deal, and they was doing a good business deal, but they blew up a lot of sort
this is the point by Spud here. Big up Spud. If PG have 1 year option, I don't believe they'll trigger it. He's on 9 million a year. They'll never get their money back, and they know it. That's a very good point, actually, because 9 mil would be about 300k a year. So would we even pay that? I think we'll push our wage limit 220 to 250, but you know, we would have given that menu.
Not for him though. That's the thing.
This is going to reduce his price if he's on this wages. Who's going to come in and go pay 300 grand a year for you? So is he 27, 28?
Random call Moani.
Yeah, more.
Yeah, Alan, if you have a quick look up on, because I think you've got a second screen, haven't you, mate?
Yeah, I'm looking him up now.
While he's doing that, which 3 of the 4 are you going to pick in midfield for Spurs? We've got the back 4 and it picks itself with Denso coming in. And
He's 27.
Yeah. 27, okay. When's his birthday?
28.
December 5.
All right, that's all right. I've got plenty of time to save up for a present then. Yeah. It's a bit like
you didn't even get me a present. You just took the piss out of me the last time you saw me.
You know, the Queen has 2 birthdays, you know, and I always struggle to think about what to get her as a present, you know, because like she's got everything, like, you know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, considering that she's been, are we talking about the Queen that's been dead for a couple of years, or are we talking about
Rottweiler?
Queen? Oh, Rottweiler. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about the horse.
Yeah. So yeah. Joking aside, though, so yeah, we've only got 4 midfielders tomorrow, Callum. So we've both gone Bergville, Gray, and Bentancur, but that leaves Paulina. Do you think he might rest Bentancur? We're going to need the legs of Gray and Bergville.
There's no reason to rest anyone, is there? Tomorrow they've had a full blinking week off and all that. Well, I mean, I know they've been training, but they haven't played a professional game. They had, I think, Christmas Day off. They was off 1 or 2 other days as well. They've been training today. They've got tomorrow on a half day doing fitness work as well. So realistically, you could probably say that you'd maybe have Paulinia, Gray, and Bergvall sort of thing, because obviously Bergvall's the closest to a 10 we've got. You'd probably then say, unless you want to deploy one of your wingers in there, which I don't think it'd work, to be honest. So yeah, maybe Paulinia for stability, Gray to mop up and tidy up and be box to box, and then Bergvall
to wander all over the place.
Yeah, sort of thing.
Because he started on the left against Liverpool in the second half, he was making surging runs down the right. I think he's given a free role because he's all over the place. And I don't know if that's lack of discipline in a position, but he's young, you know.
Well, there was an article that Ali Gray dropped today. Ali Gold, not Ali Gray. He said that with quotes from Frank saying that Frank wants Bergvall to be his sort of Dominic Szoboszlai type player, and Szoboszlai has free role more than Gravenberch does at Liverpool. So potentially we might see something like that happen. But tomorrow, I don't think can be a game where free role is applicable, because I believe we're away at Palace, aren't we?
Yeah, we're away at Brentford after that. We've never lost. We've never lost there. So
no, but we are away at Palace, and to be honest, when you go,
I know our recent record's not been that good, but they've won 15. In our recent games, they've won 15. They've drawn 15, and believe it or not, you wouldn't think so. We've won 37. So we've got a 2-to-1 win ratio against them. Although we need to get that ratio back, don't we, on Sunday? You know. So front three, Callum, we went Kudus, Moani, and Richarlison, because Richarlison came on as sub, so I think he'll be raring to go. He's not my favourite player, as everyone knows, but I think that'll be the front three.
I'd rather see Moani, Richarlison, and Johnson at the moment. Kudus is pissing me the hell off. Kudus has really annoyed me the last couple of weeks.
Is he playing under orders, though? Because we're not getting overloads down that right-hand side. We did a couple of things against Brentford, and we played them home, but we're not seeing the overloads. This is why I don't like Spence on the left, because he wants to cut in. We don't get the overloads down the left.
But then even when Kudus does make runs, he runs into blind alleys. I mean, is Frank telling him really not to cross it at any opportunity or try and take on his man?
I mean, to be honest, although, Decky is probably my favourite player, to be honest, even though Decky comes into criticism, what Decky does, he'll do what Kudus does on the right, but he will cut in and score you goals. He will cut in and score your goals. It's always seems to be the curler into the far post, though. But I don't care as long as they go in.
I think Kudus is the victim of his own early success, to be honest. I think that people have found him out quickly, and it's kind of what people found out about Johnson last year, how you can close him out of games, how you have to just mark him away from getting that pivoted run.
Could you see it, though, Kevin? This is because he has played as a 10 before. If you played him tomorrow as a Sunday as a 10, that would mean you could play Johnson, you could play Mahoney, and you could play like Richie in front of him.
Yeah, so then you've got to drop Gray or Bergvall. Then you sacrifice someone else in midfield.
Yeah, you would have to do that. Yeah, you'd have to do that.
And I think the way that Palace will line up, they'll go 4-3-3. So I think we've got to match them player for player.
But I haven't seen too much of them. When I watched them in the cup final, I said to Alan earlier that they tended to play more as a counter-attacking team because they were technically up a better team than them, but they had a good work ethic, good game plan. It come off and they win the cup. And we all wanted them to win it anyway, didn't we? It wasn't about London rivalry. We wanted them to win it. So I think we're going to have more of the play against them. And
it's difficult. And I mean, I have faith that I think we should do something. I mean, I would have liked to see.
We're going to win 1-0 personally. That's my prediction. 1-0.
I know, but you predicted we'd win against Liverpool, mate, and look how that went. So I mean, I don't think your predictions have been holding up much in the last couple of weeks.
Probably haven't, but I'm never going to back against my team. Right?
No, exactly. We're Spurs fans. We'll always back our team because we're that delusional. We're always thinking how it is. We stretch all around the world. We've got fans all over the place, and at the moment, it's not good. We need to start drumming up results, don't we? And we've got a couple of realistically nicer fixtures than we've had the last couple of weeks. Palace
should be tough. I'm going to bring them up actually because I've got a banner for it. As you know me, I've got a banner for everything. Right, so let me.
You got your social security number on the banner as well.
I've let you talk a lot because we've had me and Alan have been on quite a while, and because you were coming on late, I wanted to give you at least half hour. So these are the fixtures after Palace. Brentford away, we haven't lost. We drew there in Vicario's first game when he looked good. He even threw the ball to the halfway line in that game. He did look shaky though. First game at Spurs.
And then Emerson Royale scored a goal in that as well, didn't he?
I've not watched Sunderland this season. I don't know how good they're. Obviously done some fantastic recruitment to be where they are.
They're pretty good.
Then we got Bournemouth away. That can be a tougher game. That can be a tough game. Villa in the cup. Well, it's the FA Cup. I mean, we got a good competition. Yeah, they've won their last 10. I think Villa. They're in cracking form. So it's about time we took them down.
Morgan Rogers is on fire.
We should beat West Ham. We should get a result against Dortmund that gets us through to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Burnley away. They're doing crap in every game. Burnley away. I don't think what would put pressure on Frank was if we lost to Palace. That would put him under more pressure. But I think his job's safe as ours is, to be honest. Don't think that board are going to admit they made a mistake. He's not a too dangerous to do manager, what I've seen so far. And we're still struggling to see what his football philosophy is. Did see tweaks in that game against Liverpool when the fullback was moving to make 4 against Liverpool's 3 in midfield. And that seemed to work. And they were crap on the day, Liverpool. Yet they've run away with 3 points,
Yeah.
So we made them look good. That's that's the most frustrating thing about that Liverpool this year are a team to get at, but Spurs are more of a team to be got at.
I know I get fans are lacking confidence. They're not as delusional as I am, but this isn't a frightening list. Villa in a cup, that's a cup game. It's not league points. Everyone wants league points. I get that, right? To feel a bit more secure. I don't know what you get with Sunderland. I've not watched them, right? Bournemouth, we know
they're okay, but we haven't lost to them in a while at White Hart Lane, to be fair.
But by the time you get to Sunday the 4th of January, Semenyo may well be a Man City player.
Yeah.
So they might not have Semenyo, right? Villa's the toughest game here because they're in such good form. West Ham have been crap. Dortmund, they're not even as good as the Dortmund side that we thrashed at Wembley 3-0, right?
Mm-hmm. But we are without Van der Ven.
Yeah. What for that? No,
because he's got
Dortmund game, yeah.
he's got a suspension, yeah, and an ECL. Yeah, I've got them cards up actually. The ECL ones. Let's have a look.
Frankfurt is going to be a difficult game as well. They are so
Away,
unpredictable.
we've already qualified with a draw or a win against Dortmund. I mean, obviously, we'd like to finish in the top 8 because it means you've got 2 less games to play.
I don't like playoffs and all that. I'd rather not get in a playoffs situation.
Yeah, and I don't have to pay 70 quid to go to another home game.
Well, just sit on your sofa for once and actually just watch it on TV.
These are, VDV's got 3, so he's banned. For those of you watching, the 70 of you watching, great. Guys, you can really help us out, help the channel grow if you hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner and give the video a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm, helps us grow. We bring this content to you for free. And you obviously like the show because there's so many of you watching. So, you can return the favor. It only takes a second. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Yellow card, watch VDV 3, Richarlison 2, Porro 1, Simmons. Yeah, so it's only VDV really. Depends if he changes it up. I mean, when we get round to the game against Dortmund, the team selection will depend on how well the league results have gone, won't it, Callum? What's your thought?
Yeah, depend on that. It will depend on whether any players have come back from injury as well. Because I mean, obviously, we don't know where we're going to stand with Solanke or Kulusevski, whether they're back yet. Obviously, Tell will be in the squad because of that different ruling. So any Champions League sort of registration won't change until I think about the 2nd or 3rd of February sort of thing. So it's going to depend on who's back. I mean, if Sarr is back from AFCON early, then potentially we might see him. We definitely won't see Basuma because he was nowhere near that. We won't see Dragusin. We won't see Takai in there. So, I mean, we're limited at best. I mean, we think Doggy might be back early January, but Frank just said January. So that could be January 31st as well. So we could end up seeing Spence, Porro, Danso, Romero in there with a midfield of all over the place mix, depending on who gets.
I'll be glad when Solanke's back. It probably will be mid-January. And it's just because at least he's got a striker's instinct. Even when you see him like in the penalty area, when the ball's pinging about from set plays, he seems to find that being in the right place at the right time to get a shot off and score a goal.
I mean, he had a tough time in the Premier League last year, but he ultimately carried us to the Europa League final for me before his injury. And that's the thing. It's like we owe Solanke a lot. I mean, a lot of people go, "Oh, he's shit, get rid of him." No, I think there's a good player in there, and I think you just have to have the right players around him. And we've never had that. In all the time we've played, we haven't had that for him.
You make a good point because I've said it before. You know, some in our fan base, they're very good at lancing balls. They're not very good at offering solutions, right? And like, okay, yeah, get rid of Romero, sell him 50, 60 mil, yeah? Who are you bringing in who can do the job that he does?
Exactly.
Get rid of Solanke. Who are you going to bring in that can, just give me names that you like, and I'll go and watch them on videos, and I'll give my opinion on it afterwards. But like, you can't just go around like, I mean, Jose, I love it. Definitely come on the other day. He said, well, we should get rid of 8 players. I went, name the 8 you want to get rid of. Now you're struggling. He got 6 before he got down to two academy players.
The amount of people, I mean, I had 4 comments in the last 12 to 24 hours, and it was like, right, we're bringing back Donley, Ajay, and Yamin Hook. And then they went, bring back Vuskovic as well. I was like, right, that makes no freaking sense because, one, we've got 5 centre-backs already in our first team squad. He's doing outstanding at Hamburg. They love him over there, and he won't play. So then people went, right, okay, Donnelly comes back. Right, so he hasn't played any championship football since the first weekend in, I think, August. Yeah. So he ain't ready for the Premier League. Very good player, but not ready. Yamin Hook, he can play there. Well, exactly. I mean, Adrian, you know.
Wayne Burnett converts him to a number 10. and he will try these things. I mean, like he's scored from the halfway line and things like that. And he's got, when he's on song, he's got a killer forward defense bit and pass on him. I mean,
he's not
I don't see
playing.
the future at Spurs. I see Mikey Moore coming back and doing well. I see Vaskovic. The others, I don't see any of them. And I like a lot of what they were a joy to watch when I was watching them. They were a joy to watch that under 20 all conquering side, but they won't. But we'll get money for them, like Chelsea and Man City have got money for their youngsters. It might not be fortunes, but 5 or 10 mil here makes a big difference, you know.
But when you look at it and they go, oh, we can fill out our squad with all these young players, right? So Yamin Hook wasn't ready when we gave him his debut last year. That's why he's gone on loan to Portsmouth. He's not getting in a Portsmouth side, or it's not going well. Spurs want to loan him either to a top European league or to the top of the Championship, get him into a different club. The Mola Rajai is being pushed out by Doncaster's best winger.
Yep.
That doesn't help. So then people are going, oh, well, he could come back and make an impact. No. You look at either League One or League Two for him. Donnelly, he'll come back, he'll do a job, he can come in and play first team. Well, no, he's not ready.
Thank you, Tyrese Hall. George Abbott's injured.
Exactly. Tyrese Hall, I mean, he could make it at Spurs, but he's still in League One or League Two. I mean, he's 20 now.
Notts County.
So he's at Notts. We've then got Will Lancashire. Me and Adrian really like him. And we think he's a good player there. But he's not ready to lead our line for 38 plus games in the Premier League season. He's all right to be a third striker.
Off against Galatasaray, didn't he? He scored a goal, like, you know, he's a natural.
Scored his debut and they've freaking got sent off. So that kind of
four for Oxford, I think he's got. I don't know how many games he's played. I haven't checked it. Yeah, so
it's about 5 or 6 goals in about 20 games at the moment. But Oxford are struggling. But Spurs would rather keep him there because he's getting consistent game time, and sometimes these help build the players up. But then just say you terminate, you get rid of Richarlison, you get rid of Muani, Solanke comes back from injury, so then that still only leaves you Lancashire. I've seen people go, bring in Mason Malia.
Well, he'll be sold or he'll go out on loan again.
Yeah,
because he's 21 now. I think. I don't know. The other thing we have to take in consideration, I know when they're loaned out, it's different, is how long they've been at the academy. So as they class as homegrown, it used to be 2 years of the under 21s. I think that's without being loaned out though. That's why when we had
20 years now,
he was at Metz. Was it Udogie at Metz when they got relegated? That his loan spell, even though he was registered with their academy, it didn't count because he was playing abroad. Because we was all humming and ahhing. We were quite new, and then I think Ali Gull came up and said, like, no, I've researched this, and like he doesn't qualify. So I'm wondering if Graham Bergvall will now qualify as for the ECL under 20.
From next season, they will qualify. I think it's homegrown in nation for it, and then the season after that, I believe they would be club homegrown because it'd be before the age of 21. And if Vaskovic was to come back and stay next season, then he has a chance to qualify for it. But a lot of these rulings come about because of Brexit and the sort of under 18s you can't transfer. I mean, there's a centre-back from West Ham. I think he's called Fakuru or something like that. And the only reason, because people were going, he's under 16, he can't move. Well, it turns out because he's got dual nationality, he's got a Dutch passport, and he can travel anywhere freely into mainland Europe. But any other player...
But you can't sign until you're 18 years of age, and it is a European rule. It's also wrong here, and you can't you can't even be in the same changing room as your senior squad players until you're 18, which is a safety net anyway, which is one I agree with. It does seem absurd because you're all teammates and that, but it's like a paedophile safety net basically and things like that. So I get that. That's why with Vaskovic, he was only 18 in February. If we wanted to put him in the squad, we couldn't, because then he couldn't even sign the contract till he's 18. Can't sign the contract. Exactly. I mean, I know we signed him, but he couldn't sign as a fully fledged player, even though we let him go out from Hajduk Split to pay 12 million for him as a 16-year-old. That's unheard of for Spurs, right? So he went out to Poland, then he went to Westerlo, then he's out now at Hamburg, and he should be added to the squad in the summer. But then you've got
it's why
got to
Maley
decide-
hasn't been this year either.
do you then see, this is the juggling with Decky coming back to take an ECL place in the squad? If Vuskovic comes back, you've got to find a place for him, or you leave him out the ECL squad.
Yeah.
Any foreign player we sign in this window, I think this is why we got a big interest in Slovenia, because he's homegrown. He's a good player. He is an upgrade. He's like a bit with me, because goal scoring. But this is the headache. This is what Frank's paid the money for. He's got. I think Odebert will be left out of the squad. Tell come back in for Solanke. I think he'll be left out of the squad. If we bring foreign players in, if we bring Slovenia in his homegrown, that won't affect it so much. But we're not the only club who's got this problem. And the fact that like Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea and us have got loads of under 21s that are decent players, even though not quite well developed, that we can bring in. It's not really a big as issue as some people would like to make out.
Yeah, there's a lot of aspects to it. And I mean, I need to have a look at the Savinio homegrown one or not, because I'm not sure whether he is or not. That's
I
the
think
thing.
he's been at City a while.
He was at Girona. He's been at City Group, but not City as a club. He was at Girona.
When did they sign him? Alan, get him up. When did Savina sign for Man City? Go and get it.
Yeah, that's what
I think it was the start of last season.
Was it?
It's one of them weird transfers, like what Chelsea do with Strasbourg and their other dodgy clubs through Blue Group or Blue Co, where they sort of transfer around. It's what our mate Marinakis, the dodgy guy at Forest, does with Botafogo as well. They sort of all transfer their players and they transfer money. It just balances the books. And I'm sure.
Well, they buy them cheap. They buy them cheap off their feeder clubs, basically.
He signed about a year and a half ago on the 18th of July of 24.
All right, okay. He's not been there.
I wonder I don't think he is. I mean, he's still under 21, I believe. But
it's got to be. I know it's 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, it's continuous service between 17 and 21 for 36 months. I think it's got to be that you've got to have some resignate or some placement within a certain academy roster or something like that. It's some fine print.
Scarlett's been. I mean, I remember watching Scarlett as a 17-year-old, but he's had quite a few loans. So I don't know if he's done the time to count. If he counts as homegrown, they'll probably keep him. He ain't going to get a game.
Scarlett and Austin are the only two that class as the proper stuff. I don't even think there's something about Williams Barnett where I don't know whether he's been registered in senior football enough.
It has to be. The point is, though, with them, it has to be from 18 years. It's got to be from 18 years to 21 years, and Barnett's 17. So he none of them. I mean, Tynan Thompson. I mean, he was on the bench in one game. Give him a bit of experience. Yeah. I mean, Janai Byfield and Tynan Thompson and Barnett are the three you take from the younger under 18 squad, although they'll be training with the under 21s and being introduced for those. I mean, we've named a lot of the under 21s that are out on loan. So yeah, they're all good prospects. What's your score for Sunday, Callum?
I'm hoping 3-1. I want to see some goals. I'm bored of not having football on Boxing Day. I mean, it was a pants game, the Man United Newcastle game, weren't it, tonight? It was fucking boring.
Joe from down under, mate. Listen, this tackle at the stadium was just a late challenge. It wasn't a sending off, and VR got organised. And the thing is, they took ages over this decision, right? They took no time over the push in the back decision on Romero for that goal. And yet when Richarlison scored our goal, VR decided to take ages going through that one and not giving him his goal.
Yeah.
I mean, things like this is really pissing me off. I mean, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't trust officials. I think they're biased. I think some are definitely biased against us. That's why I'd like it if it's automated. There's no arguments then. But you look at the time it took those decisions. Like the pushing it back, no goal. VR virtually didn't even look at it. and it was a foul.
No.
2 hands in the back is a foul. I don't care what anyone says. I know the majority out there disagree with me, but look, first thing I look at, is it a foul? Not whether I've seen worse and this, that, and the other. I've seen less and it's been given on. Is it? Forget all that bullshit. Was it a foul? 2 hands in the back. Now, so stops Romero for coming back and maybe putting him off the header anyway, right? And then you look at Richarlison's goal. Comes on a sub, loves a goal against Liverpool, doesn't he? Ex-Everton and all that. But I mean, like, you look at his goal, they scrutinise that. We're all waiting to see if it's given at the stadium, right? And even is the referee ref in the game when Xavi gets sent off? That wasn't malicious or reckless. Look at his eyes in freeze frame. He's looking forward. His foot's come. Yeah, it's a foul. It looked worse in slow-mo. This is why VAR should have to make the decision in normal time, not slow-mo. Because then you took a long time, got the referee to go over and look at it. You knew as soon as he's going to the monitor, he's going to send him off, right? So to me, nah, not evident.
Remember, Romero got his first yellow card because of arguing about the Ekitike goal, didn't he? Anyway, which I thought was unfair. So, and the fact that they've now upgraded. I mean, I don't know if you guys have discussed it, but obviously they've upgraded.
For slowly leaving the field, the FA are going to jump on their backs again. How typical of them, right? And what about Konate smashed into the back of Romero? He didn't get booked.
No.
Because that would have been a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 charges that are levied against him. It's for remonstrating and touching the referee and leaving the field slowly as well. And realistically, when charges come up, you hardly ever see them get dropped unless they've got a valid reason to. There's a chance that Romero will be banned, obviously, for this Sunday. He will most likely be banned for 2 more games, and there's the option where they can upgrade the ban for another 2 games after that if they feel it's serious conduct. The problem is that in the modern day game, you cannot touch the referee one way or another, and he laid his hands on the referee. I think that's one of the main reasons why he got that yellow, is because he put his hands on the referee. You can't do it. It's stupidity on him.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a reckless Romero we've seen go charging in. The foot come across Konate's chest, but it was more like a petulant lash out than it was like an almighty thump that you'd expect from Richarlison. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah.
I think the card was more for where he then got up, complained about Konate not getting a yellow, and then Romero putting his hands on the referee, because under the rule of the new laws in the footballing refereeing guide, you cannot at any point put a hand on the referee. It's an automatic yellow card, or even upgradable to a red, depending on if any misconduct or spoken language can come for it. And I mean, good thing the refs are all on mics. We can't hear it because obviously we haven't got there eventually or got there yet, but there will be footage or recorded data for it. But I mean, we know that Romero can't speak bloody English properly anyway. So I mean, what must he have said to then miff off the ref that much? Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some interesting comments there. Some agree with me, some don't. That's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we might as well move on to the game. I mean, I'm going for 1-0 Spurs win. I think you said 3-1, Callum. Alan, what's your prediction?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0. I don't have a lot of confidence in Mateta up front. I think he's done okay, but I think he's also someone that has a mistake in him. And I've watched a little bit of Palace with the people that they have out, like was it Munoz and Kamada and Sarr. I think that they're going to be weak, so I'm hoping for a 2-0 win.
Yeah, Romero, he loves a Brazilian, Sade, Joe Linton, and the other Brazilian he hit as well and tackles. I think this all goes from international football. A little like
it was Richarlison. He took out Richarlison, remember, all them years ago and all that, and then it's when they turned up. It was like the best mates. Did you remember that awkward video in the Trient? But no, we need to win this weekend. Simple as that, because we don't have any other option. We cannot drop further down the table than we are now, because even United, who we thought were piss poor, are now fifth. That's the thing. We've dropped too many points, and there was a stat that I said last weekend, and adding to that, the 2 goals that were both at least one goal which was our fault the weekend. We've conceded 23 goals, which are mistakes by our own players. That's a joke.
Yeah. Right, guys, we've been going for 2 hours, 20 minutes. It's been a very interesting show, as usual. I want to say all you 70 of you are watching us in the private on different platforms now. Guys, come on, hit that subscribe button and, subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. We bring this to you free, yeah? So, you'll be helping the channel out, and it only takes a second. Get over to Alan on Team Tottenham Go. Get over to Callum on Project Spurs. Want a quick word after the show, Callum, right? So, after I play the music. So, big up to everyone watching on playback. I want to thank everyone for their questions in the chat. It's been a very interesting show. Yeah, been a good audience for a Boxing Day. I would expect most of you to be recovering and still be in bed, right? But some of us survive, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to end the show and thank you all.
Have a happy new year.
And we'll get to that. We've got a show on Sunday. I think Callum might be on that with Ian. I don't know who Ian's guests are as of yet.
Monday night now. It is.
Okay. Well, then we can change the date because we post a lot of shows in advance, so we can change the date. That's not a problem. Or the time, if Ian wants to do a different time. So I'm going to end the stream now with a bit of soul music, and I'll see you guys in the back room. I'll see you in the back room, Callum. I want a quick chat.
Okay, mate.
We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. Lily white and navy blue. We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. Lily white and navy blue. We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. Lily white and navy blue. We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. Lily white and